everybody, but we'll see you today at 9:30 Eastern with much more Undisputed.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! The game is over! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! 12-7 final. The game is over. Everybody up! It's time for the Carton Show. Oh, my God. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Carton Show. I'm Craig. That's Craig Jennings, Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, and, of course, Cody Decker. And let's be honest, we got the exact game every single one of us expected. No offense, boring, setting football back. No joke to the days of the leather helmet. You remember those days, don't you?
I do remember those days.
Yeah, so listen, 12-7, Washington wins, and here's what's funny about when you win a game. When you win a game, typically, it covers all the warts. It covers the pimples. It covers everything. You just feel good about yourself because you won the game. Mm-hmm. That's not the case. Not the case after last night. Here's why. All you Carson Wentz stands that are out there who yell and scream and call me bad names on social media. Yes, Carson Wentz now has the single best record in the history of the NFL on Thursday nights. Mm-hmm. He threw for 99 yards last night. Let's not get crazy. And let's show you a couple of the highlights / lowlights from last night's game. We're going to pick it up. It's goose eggs, of course. In the second quarter, Justin Fields has a wide open tight end and overthrows him by a couple yards. They could have taken the lead there. I mean, listen, no joke. I could have made that pass. He didn't.
He didn't, and he missed a lot of open guys and just not processing the game, I believe, the way he wants to. And what I mean by that, a lot of times when rookies are or young guys are at the center or under center throwing the ball, you got your play call, and then your coach is actually telling you, you'll have this guy. If you don't check it down. Well, he missed that check down throw, but he missed a lot of opportunities.
And that one's a killer because obviously it's for points. Yes. So, if that's 2nd and 6 and they convert a third down, nobody remembers that. But you have a no-scoring game at that point. He does a nice ball fake on the fake handoff and then the fake reverse. Mm-hmm. So he did that really nicely. Obviously, Washington bites on it. And, that to me, that play right there, we have a name for that. Guys like us that played in the league, that's called guys like us that played in the league.
As in you and Greg Jennings.
I was a backup kicker for the Eagles. I don't like to talk about it. It was 1996. Ray Rhodes brought me in, gave me a tryout. It didn't work out. I'm not bitter about it. That being said, in the locker room, we call those passes coach killers. Because after the game, the coach has to explain why our offense didn't work.
Yep.
It did work. The kid missed the throw.
Absolutely. And this was done on both sides. It wasn't just Justin Fields. Carson Wentz missed some throws, but he also had guys. You mentioned his stats, his numbers.
Carson Wentz threw for 99 yards.
He threw for 99 yards, but he also had guys dropping wide open touchdowns.
Fair enough. That's fair.
So the context is everything. If you watch the game, I'm sorry, because I watched it in its entirety.
Yes.
And it was not fun to watch. But when I saw Justin Fields, the one thing that stood out to me is he has to process it sooner. Like, I used to tell Teddy Bridgewater when I was in Minnesota, he was a rookie, you can't see it, you have to feel it. And what I meant by that was, if you see it, it's too late. Everybody else sees it too. And so that window of opportunity is closing. When it comes to young quarterbacks, they hold on to the ball. He was at Ohio State, long developing routes. Everything was wide open. He had a plethora of receivers running wide open. So he was able to see it all the time.
Sure.
In the NFL, you can't see it. It's too late.
That college spread offense don't work in the NFL because everybody runs a 4.5, even guys at a 250, right? All right, so that's obviously a low light. Chicago does not score there at the touchdown, so they don't take a 7-0 lead. You always wonder sometimes, like when we're watching a game and we all feel this is universal about last night's game. It was a boring football game, hard to watch. You're just bad football. Do the players know that? Well, in this case, they do. There's a guy, to be honest, I never heard of before, named Sam Mustipher. Sam realized that this is going to be a low-scoring game. And this guy should be like the player of the week. Because that's the greatest flop I have ever seen. Like, LeBron James is bitter that he doesn't flop like Sam Mustafa right there.
He gave us this early, too.
Woo!
Oh, man.
He's like, look, I'm not even sure we're going to make a field goal. Let me see if I can get us a quick 15. And by the way, it is not easy for a big guy to flop like that. That takes an athletic talent that a lot of guys don't have. But it's woo! Legs go up the whole bit. Now, what I found out after the game is that Sam did file a misdemeanor assault charge.
Of course.
Oh,
of
here we
course.
go.
Yep.
Oh, come on. Is it too early for that?
It's not.
Is it too early?
It's not.
Yeah, he's going to be in court with Devontae Adams in a couple of weeks. Because that's the same thing Devontae Adams did, right? Legalized assault, the NFL. All right, now let's get down to another player also reacting, showing you that sometimes players do get it. Justin Fields had a tough night. Justin Fields knew he was authoring a tough night of football, and he reacted the way all of us reacted, trying to stay awake to watch that game. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Justin, get up. Justin. Justin, get up, Justin. Now, he did say earlier in the week that he's been using some sort of yoga to get his mind right. Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
It didn't work. He fell asleep on the sideline of an NFL game, Gregor, that he's playing in.
He's not asleep.
He's sleeping. There's little Tweety birds around his head.
He's taking in deep breaths, long breaths.
Yeah, because that's
so that
normal.
so that he can endure whatever is about to happen.
Yeah, here's what's about to happen. He's going to suck more.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's be honest about it. Great kid. Love him. Very good kid. I have nothing bad to say about him as a human being. Just can't play in the NFL, and it's so bad he took a nap during the game.
Well, I'm not going to say he can't play in the NFL. Again, I would like to see him make his own mistakes. It's like a parent hand-holding their kid. Like, the more you try to prevent things from happening, it might be good in the moment, but long-term, your kid is going to have to make their own mistakes for them to progress, for them to gain experience and learn from
I respect that. So, in other words, you got to let your kids fail sometimes to learn.
You got to let them fail on their own accord, and that's what I believe that's not happening in Chicago.
Well, he failed again. So I think Chicago's giving him a lot of chances to fail merely for.
Can't win with this.
Well, I'm just saying. I think what you say, you're making a good point. I'm a dad. You're a dad. You want your kids to fail to learn how to succeed. It didn't work in Chicago, but this one's not on Justin Fields. Let me set the situation. 4th down, chance to win the game. This comes down to the last play of the game. So from not an entertainment standpoint, but from an agita standpoint, at least you got down to, all right, Chicago's driving. To be fair, Justin had a great run down to the 6-yard line, which was a run that not a lot of guys can make. It was beautiful to watch him turn on the jets and get down the field. To his credit, he made a great read, saw open land, and took it. Now is a chance to win the game. His best receiver thus far this year is Darnell Mooney.
Yep.
Darnell Mooney is open. Justin Fields throws a dot right to him. You know he dropped it, right? He caught it. He juggles it. He juggles it. He catches it. But the ball never crossed the goal line. The back of his right shoulder did. Questionable if he's even out of bounds when he finally gets control of the football. But the Chicago Bears came conservatively, you know about this, Cody, 3 inches away from winning a football game and getting to 500.
They do, and I know we highlight fast forward to the hand touching down out of bounds, but if he catches this in receiver unit rooms, we catch it once. Catch it once.
The first time.
Catch it the first time. If he catches it right now,
touchdown.
Touchdown. Because his feet come down before his hand comes down and hits out of bounds. So it would have been a touchdown.
I agree.
They would have won the game. And
here's the question. And here's what this is the beauty of watching football like that, because The ball hits Mooney in both hands.
It does.
Wide receivers obviously got to make that catch. If he makes that catch, Chicago wins the game. They're 500. We forget about the missed pass that we showed you to the tight end, and everybody's talking about how bad Carson Wentz is. 99 yards, open receivers. Receivers are dropping footballs. There's all this turmoil around Washington. They're 1-5, and the season's a wrap. But that's the difference between mocking this guy versus mocking that guy, right?
It really is. Wins cover up most things, almost everything. You have at least another week to breathe easy and not talk about what you didn't do so well and it be highlighted. You can talk about what actually worked and got you the win. That's not the case for the Chicago Bears, but it is for the Washington Commanders.
Now, you can't talk about this game without acknowledging what happened prior to the game. It was a very tough day for anybody who is a Washington Commander fan. I'll say the name right for this story because it's a tough story to get into because it's a lot of kind of innuendo, allegations. Nothing's on the record. Nothing's tangible. Nothing's confirmed. But there's a long kind of investigative report that's claiming that the Washington owner, who's been embattled for a number of years now, has allegedly called the NFL a mafia, has allegedly said he has dirt on other owners, allegedly told confidants he's got dirt on the commissioner. It's very important to use that word alleged because we don't know if any of this is real. Here's what we do know, though. One of the reports that came out as like a little sidebar story to all the Daniel Snyder stuff was that it was Daniel Snyder who made the deal to go get Carson Wentz. Now, in the big picture here, Carson Wentz is immaterial to these allegations about Daniel Snyder threatening other owners that if they force him to sell, he's going to unload on the NFL and blow it up. I have no interest in that because until I see something tangible evidence that is proven to be factual, I'm not throwing guys under the bus if I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's unfair for that to be out there because now everyone's going to start looking at, is it this guy? Is it that guy? Who do we have dirt on? To be fair, Washington put out a statement and said none of this report is accurate. It is categorically untrue. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it isn't. What I do know is this. The claim also was that it was Daniel Snyder that effectuated the deal to go get Carson Wentz. Ron Rivera was pissed about that after the game, and I've never seen him like this. I want you to hear part of his press conference after the game specifically about whose decision it was to go get Carson Wentz.
So I'm going to speak my mind for a second. For honestly, it's been hard. It really has. You lose 4 games in a row, and everybody wants to get you, just get on you. And they've played their off. They have. They play their off for everybody. They come out and they show up. They work hard. All right. They don't complain. Okay. They hear all this stuff and they got to deal with it. I get that. And I respect them for that because they're resilient. They come back. Everybody keeps wanting to say, I didn't want anything to do with Carson. Well, bull. I'm the guy that pulled out the sheets of paper, that looked at the analytics, that watched the tape in the when we were at Indianapolis. Okay. And that's what me off because the young man doesn't deserve to have that all the time. I'm sorry, I'm done.
So what he's doing, he's partially, defending Carson Wentz having to deal with all the negative criticism about how he played, and he's also dealing with how he's respectful of the guys in the locker room who are doing their business, going about their business as professionals, despite this whirlwind breaking news story yesterday. And there've been a lot of stories, unfortunately, centering around Washington having nothing at all to do with football on the field. So I respect Ron Rivera from that standpoint. But here's my issue with all this, Greg, and it is if part of the report is also, and it's a meaningless part of any report in conjunction with the bigger stuff, that it was Daniel Snyder who wanted Carson Wentz and Ron Rivera had nothing to do with it. And he can tell you right now, I'm the guy that brought him here. I'm the guy that looked at tape. I'm the guy that went to Indianapolis. I'm me. How do I believe any of the report if he's already refuting something so silly as whose decision was it to bring in Carson Wentz?
Well, it's a fine line. For me, when I listen to Ron Rivera, there's a couple things that I take away. Number one, because I do know him personally. I've had experience with him. I know he's a man of integrity. I understand that he's about building up men and allowing them to see beyond the game. And so when you attack a player of his, naturally he's going to come to their defense. And what he did earlier in the week was speak truth. A truth that he apologized for because he realized what it could potentially do within the locker room as far as his stance versus or about his quarterback.
And that just to bring up today, what Greg's alluding to there was, hey, how come you're having a tough season? He said because of the quarterback.
Correct.
And then he walked it back. Sorry, go ahead.
Correct. And so when you look at what he's saying now, he's making it known to not only his locker room, but to Carson Wentz, I got your back. Regardless of what I said earlier, I'm in it with you. I wanted you here. You are here now. This is what we have. This is a coach being a leader. Forget coach. He's being a leader. He's putting all the attention on him, trying to take it and eliminate it from his guys in the locker room so they can focus on playing ball.
The only last thing I do want to say on the Daniel Snyder stuff, the owner of Washington, is that there's long been the thought over the last year and a half that the NFL has protected him, that they, other than a $10 million fine, they didn't go after him the way the NBA's gone after owners who've brought themselves into ill repute. And now people are trying to connect the dots saying, oh, see, that's why the NFL didn't kick him out and force him to sell the team because he is dirt on them. I personally don't see it that way. This all comes down to money. The NFL wants them to build a new stadium for that football team. They want public money for that to happen. Because of the baggage that centers around Daniel Snyder, there's not a politician in this country that's going to support his request for public money. So what does everybody want? Everybody wants him to sell the team so a new owner can come in, and that new owner will absolutely get public money to build a new stadium. That's all this is about. This is a power play of wealthy, powerful people trying to figure out how to get a stadium built. And once everybody figured out that Daniel Snyder no longer has the juice to get public money to build a stadium, well, you know what? Let's go find someone else to buy the team because they'll get it. So just be careful before you go down the road of accusing people of things when we have no idea what's factual and what's not factual. Here's what is factual. We have a great football game tomorrow. Actually, to be fair, 3 or 4 of them. Starting off with the Bills and the Chiefs. Is this an AFC Championship prelude? Find out right after this.
Next in Market Watch, numbers. Boring. In more delicious news, Carl's Jr. and Hardee's are offering charbroiled double deals starting at $2.99 each.
Bite into these double deals starting at $2.99 each at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
This is going to be great. Taking the shawl off. Is he looking at my hairline?
Is plaque psoriasis making you rethink your everyday choices? Otezla is a pill, not a cream or injection, that can help people with plaque psoriasis achieve clearer skin. And no routine blood tests required. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla can cause serious allergic reactions. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over 8 years. Don't hesitate. Ask your doctor about Otezla today.
It's Girls Trip.
Get fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, including nasal congestion, with powerful Claritin D, so you can breathe better, feel the clarity, and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Claritin D.
When we were a motorized bicycle company, they said that's fine for the streets, but you'll never win a race. They said motorcycles are one thing, but you can't make cars. All right, you're a car company, but you won't win Formula One in a hybrid. Well, you'll never compete off-road. What about when there is no road? No gas. They've challenged us to do a lot of things. What will we do next? Honda, the power of dreams.
The mastery of water is my domain.
This is my Kohler digital shower.
Summon your ultimate shower. Visit Kohler.com.
Some things leave you guessing. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by analyzing data from billions of emails to offer suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue. Guess less and sell more with Intuit MailChimp.
For Imprint, this is Lisa.
Hi,
I'd like 50 welcome wows and 300 customer I love it.
Promotional products from 4imprint are certain to deliver ooh yes.
Wow.
I love it. Find some wow now at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
New Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda.
Classic cola.
Wow, that's some loud flavor.
What just happened? Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda. Loudest flavors ever.
Restructured pork patty. Arby's Real Country Style Rib Sandwich. Arby's, we have the meats.
Today on FS1, the NLDS continues with Game 3. First, the Braves battle the Phillies. Then, the Dodgers take on the Padres.
Are you kidding me?
The NLDS Game 3, today on FS1.
My wife and I got in a wreck with our kids, and after that happened, we decided to call Lerner and Rowe. The money that we got from the settlement was definitely life-changing, and it's helped us out so much.
Lerner and Rowe are the lawyers for you. Call 222-2222.
So, what's stopping you? Is it the name? What's a dump anyway? Hey, it's a legit furniture outlet. Stuff's not made for this outlet. It's brand new, brand name, but it's always off price. There's acres and acres of great finds. Do your own research, draw your own conclusions. Don't miss a good thing. Stop overpaying for designer furniture and get what you truly want and need. Are you bold enough to shop there? To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump.
It was literally the one phone call, and they called me, they followed up. It was great. I mean, they really make you feel like you're part of a family, which was phenomenal.
Lerner and Rowe are the lawyers for you. Call 222-2222.
The Phillies and Braves are ready to get going. 0-2. Got him. Wow. Strike three. Blue shot. Who wants it? Swanson. Oh, baby. Ground ball to first, and this series is tied. Game 2. Dodgers and Padres. Machado has given the Padres the early lead. Freeman sends one to deep center field, and it is gone. Bouncing ball, that's through. In the air to right. Betts turns around and watches that go for Cronenworth. And this series is even.
All right, the NLDS continues today on FS1 right here. We got 2 Game 3s. First, of course, the Phillies battle the Braves at 3:30 Eastern. And then at 8:30 tonight Eastern, the Padres take on the Dodgers. Catch the postseason action today on FS1. I think next summer I'd like to do play-by-play of one of these games.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun, right? Deep fly ball to right, it may go. That kind of thing.
Perfect cadence. Perfect.
Yeah, I've done NHL games. I've done NBA games. I've never done a professional baseball game. If you guys want to come along just to get me popcorn and peanuts and stuff, I would love to have you there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen. Let's do a little baseball because what? What?
A man of many talents, man.
I'm a Renaissance man.
Don't compliment him.
I am.
I'm going to compliment him right now.
I play chess, I play piano, I play drums, and I do play-by-play. Yes. And I've gotten very good at carrying 2 adult men for an hour and a half every morning.
Doesn't it upset you that you've only carried us an hour and a half when it's a 2.5-hour show?
I don't get started till 8 o'clock usually.
Oh, yeah.
All right, obviously the game's on FS1. Let's start off with Braves-Phillies, of course, tied at 1. Phillies took Game 1. Atlanta came back with a 3-0 shutout in Game 2. Give people some keys to Game 3 and the series.
Really, it's going to be pitching, and it all comes down to pitching. The Braves are likely throwing Charlie Morton Jr. He has not pitched well for the last year and a half, but on top of that, the Phillies are so chaotic that they honestly could beat the Braves, and they are not a good baseball team. They're just a dangerous baseball team.
All right, they split in Atlanta, so going back to Philly should be an interesting scene there. Dodgers-Padres also split. That game goes to San Diego now. Now, during the regular season, I'm well aware that L.A. owns San Diego.
Very much.
I think they beat them 14 out of the 19 times they played. And here we are now, tied at 1 in a 5-game series. Game 3 is the key game.
The Dodgers have been the best team in baseball for 10 years straight, but they got one ring. It seems like every single year they decide to lose exactly now.
We call that the Aaron Rodgers.
Very much.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers might just be Aaron Rodgers in San Diego this weekend. I don't want to see it, but it might.
Why can't it just be the Kershaw?
No, we call that the Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Because Kershaw actually does play good in the playoffs.
Does he?
He does, though. Yes, he does. He does. Everyone tries to put it on Kershaw. They tried to say that Kershaw had a bad game the other night. He pitched 5 innings with 3 runs. It was a quality start, and people were making out like Kershaw's the worst guy ever.
First off, sorry. 5 innings, 3 runs is not a quality
That is a quality start.
I almost.
You guys are killing me.
I almost gave you a rib shot right there.
What?
But I'm not because you're my friend.
Cody, that's an ERA over 5. That's not
It's
good.
fine.
In the playoffs.
He didn't pull himself in the 5th inning. Dave Roberts did, because Dave Roberts is getting a little tight down there.
Anyway, that game's coming up tonight on FS1. All the baseball starts off at 1:07 Eastern today with the game that was postponed because of the rain yesterday. 1-0 Yankees. Game 2 tonight. And, of course, you have Nasty Nestor Cortez against Justin Bieber. What do we got?
Well, Shane Bieber is one of the best in baseball, but I got to say, Nasty Nestor has been so good this year, and I think it's all about the Yankees this series going
Do you
forward.
put any stock into the fact that I read the stat, I didn't come up with it on my own, just to be clear, that Nestor Cortez is the best daytime pitcher in baseball this year, 6-0 and ERA under 2. Does that really mean anything today or no?
Not really. It's Yankee Stadium. It's October. Nasty Nestor has had a great year, and I just don't think that the Guardians have an offense that can compete.
Got it. There was a game last night, and of course there's the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros, and the Game 1 hero, Yordan Alvarez, who hit the 3-run bomb to give Houston the win, was at it again last night, down a run, 6th inning, peace out baseball, 2-run shot. That's back-to-back playoff games now. He hit a go-ahead home run. Houston goes on to win. They're up 2-0 now. They'll go back to Seattle over the weekend.
What's incredible is Seattle's playing incredible in this series, and they're down 0-2. It's just the Astros are unbeatable. In fact, I think the Astros might win the World Series this year. They are that good.
Got it. And by the way, I'm being told that Clayton Kershaw's career postseason ERA is over 5.
Okay, keep in mind, Clayton Kershaw has also pitched a lot more innings than everyone. It also has the most strikeouts in playoff history. Guys, get over yourselves. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest who ever lived. You guys are insane.
No one's not saying that. It's just the regular season.
Oh, my God.
It's okay, Cody. It's okay.
Cody.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Listen, there's a difference between regular season success and postseason failure. Again, it's the Aaron Rodgers disease, and Clayton Kershaw suffers from it. When you want to join us, we'll be right here.
He's very good. Clayton Kershaw's a great pitcher.
Today is also a baseball anniversary, having nothing at all to do with a guy that plays baseball. It was on this day back in 2003 that a diehard Chicago Cub fan was sitting in the crowd when Moises Alou tried to make a catch. His name is Steve Bartman. All the guy wanted to do was catch a foul ball. He had nothing at all to do with the fact that the Cubs lost that game. They melted down after this failed attempt by Moises Alou. And it's one of the saddest sports stories in the history of sports in this country. Death threats, attacks. He actually moved out of Chicago, had to change his name, and is now in witness protection. 19 years later, he will still not return to Chicago, even with them having won a World Series in this time that's passed. It's the anniversary of that poor guy. Look at him. He's got the headphones on.
He knew he messed up.
He messed up big time and damn near got killed, no joke.
Yeah.
And refuses to talk about it 19 years later. He hates it because some reporter found him. Oh, you're Steve Bartman. 19 years later, what do you think? Click. And that was it. Hard to blame. All right, let's get back to football. It's a huge football weekend and one of the great games we've all been waiting for. Bills, Chiefs, for a lot of people, this is the AFC Championship game. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Does the Bills defense have the goods to stop the Kansas City offense? Does Mahomes do something crazy in this game? Give us a little handicapping on it.
Well, for me, it's all about the quarterbacks. And I know there's a lot of window dressing with everybody else, and I'm a receiver, so if the quarterbacks are playing great, that means some receivers are getting off as well. But for me, going back to last year, in the postseason, what we saw, this duel, this back and forth, this head-to-head between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be about which one of these quarterbacks can lead their team. And we know they're both special, but who wants it more and who is willing to put it all on the line in the regular season? Because this is not just any game. This is the game they're playing. This could potentially determine who gets the #1 seed.
That's right.
If you're Kansas City Chiefs, you do not want to travel to Buffalo.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
Right.
Reasons why? Because of what happened last year.
Sure.
But for me, it's all about the quarterback play. It should be electric. It won't be like last night, so make sure you stay tuned.
No, it's the exact opposite of last night.
That's a promise.
We're going to see competent offensive football, and a lot of us are going to sit back and go, how come my team doesn't look like these two teams, right? I mean, that's how I'm going to view it. And I'm as good as the Jets are playing right now. You're going to watch these guys play, and I could give you 10 different ways either team can win the game. What I'm just hopeful for, I know it's a bad kind of cliche, give us what we got in the playoffs last year.
And
give us that kind of game.
That's the scary part, because that's what everybody's anticipating.
Of course.
That's the expectation. That's the standard now. It happened one time, and even myself, I'm caught up in it. Both of these quarterbacks can light up the scoreboard because of the skill guys that they have at their disposal, and so the expectation is like, there's not going to be any defense play.
You know what's weird about it? It's the expectation is also for guys that care about this sort of thing, wink, wink, Fox bet, is that the Buffalo Bills are thought to be the better team right now. All right, I don't gamble, but I'll acknowledge that there's a spread, obviously, in the game. And for the first time since Mahomes became the starting quarterback, the Kansas City Chiefs are home underdogs. Now, that means nothing. The New York Giants were 9-point underdogs in London. They beat the Green Bay Packers, so you can't make a decision on the game based on what Vegas says. But it is interesting that the money is leaning towards Buffalo, which really makes no sense because all Kansas City does is win at home.
This is true. Even though I'm picking the Buffalo Bills.
You're one of those guys.
I'm one of those guys. I am picking the Buffalo Bills, but I am no fool. I understand what they're up against. And going into Arrowhead and trying to get a win against Patrick Mahomes is going to be tough. So for them to be the favorite in Vegas, it's a little weird when you got Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback and he's playing at home.
Yeah, one of the big names in this game, of course, is Von Miller. Von, like everyone else that has a pulse, has a podcast. And, but this was not out of his podcast. This was him talking at a press conference regarding Bills versus Chiefs and where his real rooting interest lied even before he joined Buffalo. Check this out.
Said it was one of the greatest games ever played. Of course, I wanted the Bills to win that. I was in a division with I was in a division, so I'm just naturally a hater. I'm just naturally a chief hater. Like, I'm not afraid to say that. I'm just naturally, a hater. I wanted them to lose, but they pulled it off, and it was a great game for the ages. Whenever they talk about, whenever they're getting ready to put Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in the Hall of Fame, and that game, and of course games throughout these upcoming years will be the games that they talk about.
It's funny he says that, and if you take this game and just put it aside and we should all just sit down and watch it for the entertainment it's going to be, when you talk about your peers and guys that look like they're destined for the Hall of Fame, they're not going there just yet. It's funny how you're connected, right? John Elway, Dan Marino, the 83 quarterback class, all those guys that came out, and he's right about that. That 10, 15 years from now, at some point, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are going to retire pretty close to one another, and these battles are going to be the stuff that we talk about for a very long time. Fingers crossed. They don't play each other every single year, but having the great playoff game last year, having this early season matchup, we're all thinking AFC Championship game. What Von said is right. We're lucky to be able to sit down and watch these guys play and these teams play. And 10 years from now, I'm sure those two guys will have mad respect for each other and will look back on their careers of, hey, I got you that one time. Oh, but I got you 2 years later. And I'm just thrilled to be able to watch it.
Yeah, these games are legacy games. These are games that cement who you are and what you mean to not only your organization, but to the National Football League as a whole. When you can have guys, the reason why players make the Hall of Fame and the guys who are in the Hall of Fame, it's You can't tell a story about their team or an organization without that player. This type of matchup is what makes us tell these stories about the battles going back and forth, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's.
Sure.
Like, that is what builds up the mystique, the legend, and if Josh Allen can just get it done,
you know, it's
now
funny.
and in the playoffs.
I'm thinking about, as you're saying it, it's Brady and Manning, it's Mahomes and Allen, it's Rodgers and Garoppolo.
What is your deal with Rodgers?
And it's not Wentz and Fields.
It's not Wentz.
Is that fair to say?
That's
we
fair.
have a new segment coming up right after a very quick break. It's called He Said What? And it features DeMarcus Lawrence right after this. He said what? What?
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That means more mini vacations, a lot more lattes, more date nights. Now imagine if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase and you get exclusive savings when you refinance at that new lower rate. More cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Claritin provides non-drowsy symptom relief from over 200 indoor and outdoor allergens, day after day. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
You inspire the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
Fiverr freelancers help me with product design. Just always simple and easy. I log on, I tell them what I need, and I get it delivered. Your turn. Get started on Fiverr today.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy? Less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text FORT to 231-231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text FORT to 231-231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's FORT to 231-231.
Guys, help me understand something. If hair loss is one of the biggest insecurities men face and it's totally treatable, why haven't you done anything about it? Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, are here to help. Bosley uses the latest technology and science to give you your real hair back permanently. That's a promise backed by the Bosley Guarantee. And right now, they've got an incredible free offer for you. If you send that text down below, they're going to give you the completely free Bosley info kit. You're also going to get a $250 free Bosley gift card. Guys, do not wait. Do not suffer the insecurity that I know that a lot of you guys are suffering with. Bosley is a solution for you at any stage of hair loss, which is something that I love. Do you think these guys are happy they went to Bosley? So guys, what are you waiting for? Go see Bosley, send the text, and get your real hair back.
For your free information kit and free gift card for $250 off, text KEEP to 654-654. Ask about the Bosley Guarantee. Text KEEP to 654-654.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic. And only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat, Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. It's a huge Big Ten showdown as Blake Corum and number 5 Michigan face off with number 10 Penn State. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Big Noon Saturday, Penn State, Michigan on Fox.
Okay, start Saturday strong with a huge Big Ten showdown as number 5 Michigan battles number 10 Penn State on Big Noon Saturday. It all starts with the Big Noon kickoff pregame crew live from Ann Arbor at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then fingers crossed, Michigan blows the doors off of Penn State. It all starts tomorrow on Fox.
Let's go, Michigan!
I knew. All right, there you go. I thought you still had a chip on your shoulder about Michigan.
That's
you let that go?
Really? I need JJ. I need JJ McCarthy. You got to be better down the field, man. You got guys running wide open. Come on, man. Get Ronnie Bell involved. We know Blake Corum was going to do his thing against We Are. Nobody cares about who you are. Let's go, Michigan.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I got touched this morning.
Coming out right now.
I got touched this morning.
All right. Anyway, listen, one of the great things about college football are the kids that go to the games because they care so much about it. Last night, there was a great football game. It was West Virginia against Baylor. Matt Rule's alma mater, right? No shock they gave up 48 points last night. Still have that Rule stink on the program, I guess. In any event, so West Virginia wins the game. And after the game, the fans that stayed back serenaded the players with a little Country Roads. Check it out.
Transfer from North Dakota State, play after play. And the celebration, Country Roads, and a country win.
That's awesome, right?
I love college.
It's the best,
man.
It's the best. That game was great. The kids after the game were great. There's great games this weekend, not just Penn State, Michigan, but for those of you that are SEC fans, you've got number 3 Alabama, number 6 Tennessee. We still don't know about Bryce Young. So some really good college football games on Saturday, yeah?
Absolutely.
Very excited. All right, time now for a new segment we call He Said What? What? All right, DeMarcus Lawrence, as we get ready for the big battle Sunday night, Eagles, Cowboys, the NFC game of the week by far. DeMarcus Lawrence had some things to say about Jalen Hurts, but not all of it was actually broadcast on camera or via microphone. I'll explain that part in a second. Let's hear the part we did get from DeMarcus.
It will be a good test for us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, they do have a pretty good offense. They got a good receiver core, good quarterback, good offensive line. So, they well-rounded. But also, we them boys. Remember that. Don't worry about it. Y'all will see it on Sunday. So that's all it took. It's nothing they do special. It's just football.
Nothing they do special. So that sounded like he was actually pumping them up. They're a good offense to do this well. He's trying to play the game. And then somehow, some way, the camera got shut off. The microphone got turned off. And then DeMarcus said this about Jalen Hurts. Has he played us? All right. Different teams run different schemes. All y'all need to write is he hasn't played the Cowboys yet, so we don't know how good he is.
He said what?
He said what?
He said boys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I don't know why the cameras got turned off on that, but somebody wrote it down. They scribbled it down. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. That's the kind of stuff that will be posted in a locker room for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to read.
I absolutely love it. They don't like each other.
Of course not.
It is what it is. Like, I'm going to pay homage. I'm going to give respect. They are 5-0. They are leading our division and in the NFC. However, he said exactly what everybody in that locker room feels. We them boys, they haven't played us yet.
Let's go.
I'm picking the Eagles, but I love this. I love rivalries. I love when players actually speak their mind, but they also do it in a manner of where I respect them, but they haven't seen who we are yet.
Yeah, here's what's interesting is that these teams are very similar to one another. They're both top 5, top 6 defenses, right? The Eagles right now are giving up 17 points a game. The Cowboys are giving up 14 points a game. They have quarterbacks who are managing the game really well. I think Jalen Hurts is better than Cooper Rush, but they're very, very similar in how they approach things. They both have very good running attacks and lean on the run when they can. And yeah, this will be the best team both of them play thus far into the year.
Yeah, I agree with almost everything you're saying.
Go.
Okay. You talk about they have quarterbacks that manage the game very well. Look, what? We're not going to do that to Jalen Hurts. We've done it to him for far too long. He has been special. This offense is averaging, they're putting up 419 yards a game.
Right.
Like, that's not managing a game. That's dominating a game.
Yeah, but part of that is that
I don't want to hear what part of it is.
I gotta get part of it.
They can only do their part. And so you're just like, I understand what DeMarcus Lawrence is saying. They haven't played us. No, they haven't. But up until playing you,
yes,
they have done exactly what they wanted to do against every opponent that they played.
Listen, you're 5-0, you got to do something right. I'm not, and I've said every week on this show, the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. I'm not knocking the Eagles. They are the best team. Their record says they are the best team. They have not played against a defense like the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarcus is right about that.
Absolutely.
And I'll flip the script on that. I don't know that Dallas has played against a defense like the Eagles, right? It's one thing to beat the broken Rams. It's one thing to beat, even the Cincinnati Bengals, right, earlier this year. This is going to be a war. Absolutely right. But we're going to, we keep talking about this year, what is Jalen Hurts? He's the big question mark. He's answered the bell every single time they've taken the field. If he does it against the Cowboys, then you can anoint him as a great player. But if he doesn't, all those question marks come rushing right back. And I'll tell you the other one. Jalen Hurts is playing against Cooper Rush.
Yep.
I can tell you exactly what Monday's headline is going to be, no matter how this game goes. If the Eagles win the game and Cooper doesn't throw an interception or fumble the ball, the question's going to be, he's now won 5 consecutive games as a starter this year. How do you not leave him in there? If he plays like crap and the Eagles win the game on Monday, you got to start Dak. No matter how you cut it, the number one story that comes off this game is not going to be supremacy of the NFC East. It is going to be who is the Cowboy quarterback next week.
And that is perfectly fine if I'm the Eagles. I don't even want you to talk about us if we win this game. But if the Cowboys win, this is exactly what you want across the league. You want them trying to figure out who's going to be their guy moving forward. Now, having said that, that's all great. It's all fine and dandy. But the reality is it's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is their guy. No matter what, they can win this game, they can lose this game. Dak Prescott is your guy moving
disagree.
forward. I know you disagree, which is why you didn't play in this league. So, for me,
wait a second.
I don't care. I understand.
Backup kicker.
I understand continuity. A kicker?
Yeah, he's a backup kicker.
Go ahead.
Exactly. I'm going to proceed. I don't care what type of continuity you've developed. Unless Cooper Rush was the reason or is the reason they are winning, you have no case. Because what it shows me is you could put almost anyone in there because of how great this defense has been playing.
Yep.
And all you need to do is don't throw the ball away.
Well,
don't put more pressure on our defense.
I will tell you this, that the Dallas Cowboys, the last 3 times they have played the Eagles, are averaging 43 points per game. Last year, they swept the Eagles and outscored them 92-47. So if the Eagles do anything, it'll be a lot different than what they've done with Dak Prescott as the Dallas Cowboy quarterback. And you know full well that kind of stat is going to be the headline. With Dak, we average 43 points a game against these guys. With Cooper, we threw the ball 9 times. He didn't turn it over, and we lost 31-12. Bring back Dak Prescott. Either way, I cannot wait. It's the first time that dopey song is going to be accurate. Waiting all day for Sunday night. Because the song makes no sense. I'm very happy at 1 o'clock and at 4 o'clock. I don't spend all day waiting for 9 o'clock. I spend all day waiting for my wife to bring me nachos so I can watch the games and enjoy my afternoon. Time now for Cody on the net. Cody, what do you got?
Craig, if you were doing a sport, would you wear something that makes you look less athletic than you actually are? Because this guy, listen, for full context, this guy's wearing a backpack and going for a play. Now, we're not going to play the sound the first go-around. We're going to play it the second, just to give you the full context. So we can play with sound real quick so Craig can really understand.
So he's got a backpack on?
No.
You ever play basketball with a backpack, Craig?
No.
Well, I mean, I think it fits, though, based on what we're seeing. He does not look athletic.
Like he missed the layup.
Exactly.
Right, make the layup.
Like, go, he's ready to go, and they're like, yep.
Now, is this one of those like fat people weight loss things where he's got a backpack with weights in it and he's working out and playing ball to try to lose weight? He's still got to make the layup.
Yes.
Right? That's bad.
that's
That
a
is
bad
bad.
look.
But to answer your question, I do pull the Woody Harrelson sometimes. I do. Where I'll show up with the black socks, the low-ride sneakers. I'll sit there with the hat on like I can't play.
You actually
and then,
have to be able to play the
okay, listen. When your legs are healed from your cramping yesterday, you let me know. You just let me know when.
No, I'm letting you know right now.
You just let me know when. I got a ball. There's a hoop 2 blocks away.
Check up.
Let me know when.
You better check my resume before you get to talking like this. You better understand what you're doing right now.
I know
put
this.
The team on my back, though. It started with that brown bar. Just saying.
What else you
Well,
got?
if you two decide to play basketball today, I think it'll look something like this. Windmill dunk from the free throw line. And yes, Craig, you're going to do that on Greg Jennings.
No, it won't look. No, I'm not going to even lie to myself. It's not going to look nothing like that.
I'm with Craig on that. It's going to look like 1950s basketball. Going to be a lot of set shots. That's a good one. That's a windmill dunk. That's Dr. J style. Wow, that's absurd that a kid has those kind of hops right there. But pretty awesome. Doesn't mean you can play basketball, though.
No, it does not.
Very true.
And this kid probably will never be able to play football because someone decided to play a tackling dummy prank on him. It's like Charlie Brown all over again. Poor kid.
Man, Mom, I missed the tackle again. But he doesn't, what are these kids like, 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that? Yeah.
So is the kid holding the dummy?
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah, you think the kid gets up and tackles the other kid or something, but he's like, man, that hurt. I'm not getting up from that.
Well, huge day yesterday in sports. Draymond Green returned over to his team to tell us and remind us what he's really good at. Punching his teammates? We don't know. We'll find out right here on the Carton Show.
I see you doing all that. I'm in a chair.
The first time your sales reached 100K was also the first time you hit this note. Save 20% with the lowest transaction fees and keep more of what you make with a partner that always puts you first. GoDaddy. Tools and support for every small business first.
Fiverr Freelancers developed my app exactly as I envisioned it. All I did was log on. I found freelancers. I picked the one that would fit my budget and the one that had great reviews. Join Fiverr today and get something going.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful moments of your life. But it doesn't have to be. HomeLight is here to change that. HomeLight combines the best technology and agents onto one modern real estate platform. Join the millions of people who have used HomeLight to make buying and selling simple. It takes 2 minutes, and best of all, it's free. Buying and selling has never been more simple. Start today at homelight.com.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40.
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text FORT to 231-231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix. Just send a text.
For a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text Ford to 231-231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. That's F-O-R-T to 231-231.
Tom Brady, you can never bet against them. You just don't see a decline in the skill.
Mike Tomlin is the Steelers.
Maybe this could be his best year of coaching when they need him the most. You have a new quarterback. Big Ben is gone.
Touchdown!
The NFL, Sunday on Fox, home of Super Bowl 57.
The redesigned Corona Slim can, named after yours truly. Slim is one of my old nicknames. You better ask somebody. Might as well call them Snoop cans. You like that?
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40.
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text YES to 42424. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix. Just send a text.
For a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text YES to 42424. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. That's YES to 42424.
Nobody does anything perfectly the first time, or the second, even the third. We learn from mistakes. But when it comes to retirement planning, who can afford mistakes? Smart Asset can help you avoid those unpleasant mishaps with a free guide, The 7 Crucial Mistakes of Retirement Planning. We also match you with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors who can help you achieve your retirement goals. Using Smart Asset is free with no obligation. Discover what others learned the hard way at smartasset.com.
Girls Trip.
Get fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, including nasal congestion, with powerful Claritin D, so you can breathe better, feel the clarity, and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Claritin D.
We are live in Cooperstown, New York, and David Ortiz is about to address this massive crowd.
David Ortiz, Big Papi, powerhouse left-handed slugger that is best in the clutch.
The best clutch hitter in playoff history.
With legendary postseason performances that took the Red Sox from championship drought to 3 World Series titles.
He's got a chip on his shoulder that adds to his performance.
My turn tonight.
Wow! Cooperstown!
Yeah, so that's the big Poppy doc coming out. Everyone's all pumped up for it. He's done something that's almost impossible to do. He's likable to a New York crowd.
He really is.
Yeah, now, of course, all those battles between the Red Sox and the Yankees, of course, the 2004 series especially, right? Grand Slam and all that. He wins a number of World Series. But Yankee fans hated him out of respect. He's one of those guys you didn't want to pitch to because you knew what he was capable of. And now, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. That guy walks down the street of New York City, and people adore him. That is very difficult to do.
He's a magician is what he is. I mean, you watched him the other day talking about the game. He put a Yankee cap on before the game.
A-Rod got him on that.
He did.
Yeah,
But watching him do it, can you ever be mad at Big Papi? He's a classic,
No, he's just one of those guys. He's just a lovable guy. Obviously, when he addressed the Boston crowd, after the shooting during the marathon and all those things, he's just he's one of those guys where we say some guys get it, some guys don't get it. He gets it. He knows exactly who he is. Whether it's a role or not, he is very consistent in how he interacts with people, and that's why he's so lovable. So I'm looking forward to the doc. I don't even know when it comes out. Is it tonight? Yeah, tonight. Oh, great. There you go. Right after Dodgers-Padres post-game on FS1.
Yes, look at that.
So look at that. I've got something to do tonight. Yeah, homemade pizza, the Ortiz doc.
There you go. Perfect.
So make sure you check that out after all the baseball right here on FS1. One of the great things about sports is blood.
What?
It is true. As men, we love violence, we like blood, we like injuries, and that's why one of the great things about hockey is when they fight. It actually makes hockey entertaining. And last night, we got a pretty good Donnybrook. Check this out. This is Ryan Reeves, never heard of him, and Marcus Foligno, never heard of him. I guess it's Foligno. It's the Wild and the Rangers, and this is a pretty solid fight right here. Couple good haymakers, both guys connect. A couple to the face, tries a body shot.
Will it end like the guys in the bathroom at the Dodgers game?
Yes. Matter of fact, it will. I'm done. You're done. Somebody break it up.
It's incredible because
Good fight, though.
They're both on ice skates, and they're both keeping their balance way better than that Dodger
That's
fight.
a great point, man. Like on ice, you're on skates and you're fighting. And
That's what they do, though.
I understand.
I mean,
it,
they
but it's
skate
just
better than we walk.
Because I don't do it, we don't do it. It just makes it that much more impressive.
I don't know why you say we. You don't do it. Don't assume things.
You're right. You're
Thank
right.
you.
I'm sorry.
A lot of fist fights on the hockey rink.
Oh yeah, I'm on skates all the time, punching people.
Oh, you're
Getting
a
punched.
young
Yeah,
John
that's what
Scott.
I do.
Oh, young Draymond.
Yeah, I'm a young Draymond. By the way, I'm glad you brought up Draymond Green. Speaking of Draymond Green, only because you brought him up, or else I never would have even brought this up. Draymond Green had a press conference yesterday.
Oh, did he?
And I want you to notice the pimple in the middle of his forehead while he's discussing the situation with Jordan Poole. Go ahead.
You know, I think camaraderie is a strength of ours, and I don't think that'll be taken away because we have an incident that takes place. Jordan's a professional, and I'm a professional. We have a job to do. We both have experienced a lot of winning over the course of our lives, and we know what that takes. And so we're going to do just that, what it takes to win. And I think that's the most important thing.
The closest parallel to this preseason situation with you and Jordan, you know, you and your relationship with KD comes to mind with what happened a few years ago. And you and KD were able to get past it. And I know you and Jordan were really close when he got in the league. Do you think you guys will be able to get back to that point to where you guys were?
I'm not sure. As I said before, that's not up to me. You know, so nor do I think there's much relevance. Quite frankly, we both know how to play basketball, and that is the most important thing for us. We're paid to do a job, and we're going to come and do that job to the best of our ability. And, you know, we want to continue to win, so we're going to do what we have to do to win.
Well, listen, there's a lot to unpack from that. We'll get to the Durant part in a second. It's kind of what we talked about yesterday. Everything he said there is dead on accurate.
Yep.
We're paid to be professionals. When the whistle blows and the season starts, we know how to play basketball. We are going to be professionals. We don't have to be best friends off the court. We do have to get along on the court because that's what's best for our team. We have a responsibility to our team to be professional. So I have no quarrel at all with what he said there in regards to how do you play basketball together. I assume you're with me on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in whatever genre of field you're in, you don't like everyone around you, but you make it work because it's for the betterment of the organization, the team, the family, etc. When I look at Draymond Green, I have no doubt that he's going to be able to compartmentalize and move forward. I have not seen Jordan Poole do that before because I've never seen Jordan Poole in this type of situation.
Right.
We've seen Draymond in conflict and be able to remove that and focus on the task at hand.
You know, and from that regard, what'll be interesting is there are going to be moments where they're going to high-five each other.
Yeah.
They're going to even hug each other in the course of playing basketball. They're going to forget for a minute, hey, you punched me in the face and knocked me out, because we're competitors. We're trying to win, trying to get the bag. Jordan Poole's about to make a lot of money, right? So I think you're able to separate off the court from on the court, regardless of what's happening off the court. And we love watching these guys play. They're one of the best teams in basketball. They're defending champions, of course. I don't think there's going to be any issue with those guys playing. Now, in regards to the fight that Draymond had with Kevin Durant, it has been so blown out of proportion in the last 48 hours, it's comical. Nobody hit anybody.
Yeah.
It was a verbal thing that took place, and they got over it. Kevin Durant was asked about it. And he said the same exact thing. Number one, he said, people keep saying this happens a lot in the NBA. He's never seen that happen in the NBA. And again, the stuff between him and Draymond, that stuff does happen all the time. That's the verbal stuff that you've brought up and Cody's brought up in locker rooms. But watching one guy sucker punch another guy in the face and drop him is not the norm. Verbal fighting, listen, it don't have to be sports. People get into arguments at work all the time. And yeah, guess what? After this incident happened, they figured their crap out. They have a great relationship, and Kevin Durant went to Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And that's a wrap.
But you made a point, and I think I've been through it before. A lot of people don't know this. Donald Driver and I, we didn't get along when I first got to the Green Bay Packers. We are the best of friends now, but that first 4 years, it was rocky. They put my locker right next to his. We barely ever spoke, but we had a job to do. He made me better. He improved my game drastically. I helped him and made him better. We learned to grow and coexist, but on the field, you would have never known that relationship was there was a little tension there. Now, like I said, we've gotten far past
You don't mind
that.
me asking, what was the tension based on something tangible and real, or was it based on, hey, he's going to take balls away from me, or he's that kind of thing?
It was more based on that, the latter. But for me, when I think about this, when you're right is when you step on the field, nothing else matters. You forget about all that other
You
stuff.
have to.
Because that's not what's important. Your opponent now is the team that does not wear your uniform. And so you're all in it together. You're trying to beat them. And the only way you beat them is as a team. You can't beat them individually. And so if you're divided, you suffer losses.
Well, that might be a problem for the Los Angeles Lakers then.
Oh, God.
Because they're not a team at all. This video came out, preseason game. Bring it up, guys. There's the entire Laker team except for that guy, my main man, Russell Westbrook. The entire team's got their sweats on. They're all doing their pregame stuff. Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. Not Russ. Russ is all by himself, on the court by himself. This went viral. Russ had to respond to it and explain to people why he was by himself. Go ahead.
It's really weird, man. Pre-game, I've been doing that I've been in the league for years, man. I think they just cut the video, and obviously the internet don't take it and run whatever they need to run with. But I've been doing the same ritual since I've been in the league. I'm pretty sure you guys probably can attest to that. But as far as the other video, I was actually talking to the coaches, and they cut that video in half as well. I was talking to the coaches about a missed coverage. So,
all right, so stop it for a second there, guys. All good. Stop it for a second. So what he's talking about is the same thing Ben Simmons has been talking about, where the media now is onto something. There's blood in the water. They're easy targets. Ben Simmons can't shoot. Russell can't shoot. He's also a bad teammate, wants out of L.A. LeBron and AD can't stand him. All these nonsensical rumors, right? So his point on the first part of that, the video you saw, is that I've done that my entire career. This has nothing to do with what you want it to be about. The second video, which if you guys want to bring up here in a second, that he's alluding to is he's going to get ready for a teammate to shoot a free throw. There's Pat Beverly bringing the other guys together, and he's trying to get Russell Westbrook to join the guys. AD comes over, trying to get Russell to join the guys, and it appears, if you only see that video, that Russell Westbrook wants nothing at all to do with being a good teammate or huddling up with the guys. Here's the reality. Nobody saw the rest of that video. And the rest of that video, which has now been confirmed, is Russell Westbrook pissed off at a call or a missed assignment or something, talking to the coaching staff and or the referees. So there is an agenda now from a lot, not all, of the sports media. I'm guilty of it with Ben Simmons. I'm not guilty of it with Russell Westbrook. Why? Because I've always wanted him to be a Knick. I'm sorry. Really? I've always wanted Russell to be a Knick. Not now, when he could shoot. But it's a, when he was in Oklahoma City. It's a dangerous game we play when we decide what part of a clip to show because it feeds our narrative. And not to get on a soapbox, it's not fair. It's not right. Russell Westbrook does enough things that we can be critical of. Manipulating a video to fit the narrative that we've created because we wanted to create it is not fair, and it's why a lot of guys don't like the sports media.
And there you go. It's why a lot of guys get so frustrated, and then when guys decide not to talk, people wonder why. Because everything that is said, it's clipped, it's edited to fit a narrative or an agenda or a story that they're trying to push out. Guys get tired of that. The longer you're around, Russell Westbrook has been the NBA for years. He's dealt with this forever. Like, let the man breathe. It's okay. They're not going to be all happy-go-lucky. He's going to do things that are going to look like he's anti-team. That's not who he is. If you talk to anybody across the NBA, they love Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, not only that, he and Pat Beverly famously don't have a great relationship.
Exactly. But
when Patrick Beverly got signed by the Lakers, what Lakers showed up to the press conference?
And Patrick Beverly has said, if I had a best friend on this team, it'd be Russell Westbrook. He said it out of his mouth.
Yeah, anyway, I'm just happy that they might be dysfunctional because I don't like the Lakers. Sorry about that, Cody. I know you're a Laker fan.
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm a Knicks fan. I don't like the Lakers at all. But we do have a legitimate story that the media has not made up, and it's ugly, and I love it. It's called Ping Pong Gate. Yes, the Dolphins are imploding right after this.
Restructured pork patty sandwich. Arby's real country style rib sandwich. Old, new. Oh man. Oh man. Arby's, we have the meat.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? This is my maker's moment, and I make it remarkable.
The first time you connected your website and your store was also the first time you realized...
Well, we can do anything.
Cheesecake cookies?
The Chookie!
Manage all your sales from one place with a partner that always puts you first. GoDaddy, tools and support for every small business first.
A job well done deserves the perfect thank you. So you planned that thank you thinking of every detail with the promotional product experts at 4imprint. They had the items you were looking for, printed your logo perfectly, and guaranteed your order would arrive on time. And now, did you get it right? You most certainly did. When the moment needs to be just right, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
As a young man, my hair started to thin. I couldn't sleep, I was stressed about it, and there were few options out there. Nutrafol is a drug-free, natural supplement that gave me my hair, my health, and my confidence back. Get growing at Nutrafol.com.
Hi, I'm Ted Ligety, two-time Olympic gold medalist and 5-time world champion. Buying or selling a home is a huge decision. You need to win. It means everything for you and your family. I've won a lot, and I know how important it is to work with a great team. That's why I trust HomeLight. HomeLight works with the best local real estate agents, proven winners. Over 1 million people have used HomeLight to sell their home faster and for more money. It only takes 2 minutes, and it's free. Get started for free at HomeLight.com.
We capture lots of data. With Fiverr, we were able to find the right software developer to help gather all that data and put it into the right system. I was able to save time and money and spend more time growing my business.
Transform your business today. Fiverr.
Hey, we got soul. Oh yeah, we got soul.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. The most epic sandwich roster ever created. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
The Braves battle the Phillies. Then the Dodgers take on the Padres. Game 3 of the NLDS, today on FS1.
RecTV, the best in the game, and still the undisputed leader in sports.
We're your ticket to every NFL matchup every Sunday. Touchdown! We've got the most live sports in 4K HDR. Set your favorite teams with automatic season recording so you won't miss a moment. No way! And bring all the best together with Sports Mix. Sports on your screens at home or with you on the go with the DirecTV app. Your teams on your screens. DirecTV, where sports are always in season.
There's nothing glamorous about migraines. Since I was a teenager, the pain has taken me away from my family and friends. But I finally found relief with Nurtec ODT. It's the only medication that can treat my migraine right when it strikes and prevent my next attack. Treat and prevent all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Most common side effects in less than 3% are nausea, indigestion, stomach pain.
With quick dissolving Nurtec, I can get back to normal fast and prevent my next attack. Treat and prevent all in one.
What's the second?
Welcome back to the Carton Show. It's time for Craig's Crystal Ball, but due to contractual obligations, Craig is actually not going to be running his crystal ball. So instead, we decided to bring in Craig's great uncle, old Uncle Abraham, to give his predictions on this season.
How's everybody doing today? Good to see you, Mr. Jennings.
You're a terrifying old man.
How's it going, Uncle Abram?
Doing pretty good. Time now for Craig's Crystal Ball predictions. We're going to start off with this one. After last night's game, you're not going to see the Bears or the Commodores on national TV for another 30 years. Did you hear what I said?
I'm trying.
Another 30 years.
Another 30 years.
Yeah, you're pretty strong.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Pretty strong fella right there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, here's my, here's the second prediction. I'm an old man, I may have forgotten what it was. Just kidding. You know, the embattled Commodore owner, Dan Snyder, not going to get any holiday cards from Roger Goodell this year. That's just a prediction. The New York Jets are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. The New York Giants are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm probably going to never do this bit ever again. Doesn't seem like it's going over so well, but you know what? You're committed to it, so you go with it. My third prediction, of course, here is that by 9 o'clock on Sunday night, the #1 trending topic in America is going to be Dak Prescott. He's the backup quarterback for the Cowboys. We're going to put the young man in over Cooper Rush, especially if the Philadelphia Eagles take care of business in Philadelphia Sunday night. And I'm going to give you one more thing, if I can, regarding my main man. A little out of breath there, you know, for being an old fella like myself.
Take your time. Take your time.
Like, Cooper Rush. I got something on him, but I forgot what it was. Cooper Rush is going to do something with touchdowns, they tell me. So I think here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you the final prediction. There are going to be more arrests in Philadelphia on Sunday night than Cooper Rush touchdown passes. Because the people in Philadelphia are animals. That's it. That's all I got.
I think I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
The Jets, they will not beat the Packers.
Okay.
So unfortunately, Uncle Abe, I'm not with you on that. What was the other one you had?
I forgot. I'm gonna go now.
I was a little distracted. I'm sorry.
Just want to thank you, fellas, for giving me a shot here today. Okay.
Yeah.
Craig will be back in a moment.
Okay, well, Craig will be back in just a minute. Until then, hey, are you still good at ping pong, by the way? We talked about it briefly yesterday.
I'm great at ping pong, and so are the guys in the locker room for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, well, guess what? Mike McDaniel had some comments on it. He thought it was a veteran leadership. Guess again, but let's hear what Mike McDaniel had to say.
Tyreek and the captains decided that, they wanted to take a step forward with all of their opponent prep with regard to the team and their preparation with our game plans in general. So he made the move to take the ping pong tables out of the locker room. That to me is leadership.
Here's the problem with that from Mike McDaniel, though. I'm back. Good to have you here. Hope that went well. And that is, yeah,
it did.
Fox executives right now are going, no. So Mike McDaniel thought he was great leadership, right? And by the way, that made a great story.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill and the group of captains on Miami have taken control of the locker room, losing a couple games in a row, blah, blah, blah. The problem with what Mike McDaniel said is that the players didn't back him up. Tyreek Hill gave a completely different story as to why the ping pong table is no longer in the locker room. And here's what he had to say.
You know what, man? I got a brand new ping pong table coming for the guys. You know what? I just decided to get like an all decked out Miami Dolphins ping pong table for the guys. Because the ping pong table we had in here was just too basic. So I feel like the guys, man, like they really deserve like something brand new. So that's what we're going to roll with, dog. A brand new ping pong table. I don't get into all the analytics, give it to take it away. I don't give it. That's an Indian giver. So that's something that my grandparents ain't never teach me to be. That's not what I am. So I feel like the guys needed a brand new ping pong table, man.
I mean, I don't know what the hell he just said there, but he basically, I guess, he took the ping pong table out, and he felt like if I take it out, I better put a brand new one in. So he's getting like a blinged up ping pong table, I'm sure with Dolphin logos on it. But here's the problem. That is not what Mike McDaniel said.
No.
And that means that for all the talk about Mike McDaniel's in total unison with his veteran leadership and the captains, it shows you that he's full of crap. Because he thought somehow, some way, that the players were, showing leadership. Hey, ping pong's becoming a distraction. I love the leadership of my guys. It had nothing to do with that. Tyree just wanted a better ping pong table.
And this, you know what? I'm gonna leave the analytics out of this, as Tyreek Hill is.
Yes.
What analytics can he put into this?
But this is what happens when you don't get the full story. And you have a coach who's getting asked a question about what's going on in the locker room, and you're not really plugged in
Sure.
with what is going on in the locker room.
I think he must have made an assumption. Listen, we lost a couple games in a row. The guys want to, kind of button down the hatches, focus, get back to where we were 3 weeks ago. So it made sense to him that, hey, I walk in the room today, the ping pong table's gone. He made an assumption.
Yeah, so, I mean, for everyone who doesn't know how it works, you got the media that comes into the locker room. The media has free reign. So basically they can go anywhere. So they see what's in the locker room. They obviously saw that there was no more ping pong table. Mike McDaniel saw that there was no more ping pong table. I'm sure he got asked the question, so why do you think the guys took the ping pong table out of the locker room?
Right.
And his response was leadership. All to what you're saying, because they just lost, not really fully knowing and not having anyone ask the players.
Here's the problem. If Mike McDaniel's asked that question and he says, I have no idea. Then the story's going to be Mike McDaniel's out of touch with his players, right?
I don't even know if that's a story. It would be better than what's going on right now.
Because it's the truth.
Exactly.
He probably didn't even know the ping pong table was missing.
All he got to say is, the guys, the locker room, that's their home, that's their sacred place. I'll let them do what they want to do in the locker room.
But here's the reality of it. For anyone that thought that ping pong was a distraction to the Dolphins, they've just doubled down on it not being.
Yes.
Because now, whether it's tomorrow or a week from now, whenever this customized ping pong table comes in,
all the attention is going to go there.
It's all about ping pong again. So the Dolphins better win a game or two if they don't want this to become a huge story, week after week after week. And I would just give the Dolphin players one bit of advice, because I know you guys like to keep count of who's winning. I'm sure there's a leaderboard somewhere. Do not let the media see it. Hide it in somebody's locker. Don't post on a bulletin board the rankings of your ping pong tournaments.
Yeah, and don't put the analytics out there regarding the ping pong
tournaments. Yeah, I never heard analytics and ping pong table before in my life. Coming up, while we still have Greg Jennings here, a little segment we call Put the Team on My Back, Doe, right after this.
No.
This is beautiful.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I wanna be with you.
From bold to blazer,
Equinox to Silverado, Chevy EVs are for everyone, everywhere.
Create social media ads with Fiverr. You'll need your brand manager, copywriter, and Xena, a Fiverr freelance video editor that works with Fortune 500 companies who will join your team from home. Her home, not yours. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
Some things leave you guessing. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by analyzing data from billions of emails to offer suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue. Guess less and sell more with Intuit MailChimp.
Uh-oh, you heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight that showers a super span of light right where you need it. Simply stake it in the yard or mount it anywhere around your home. The onboard solar panel absorbs the sun all day to energize a flood of light at night. No wires or installation frustration. Watch. The instant motion is detected. The Bionic Floodlight triggers 108 high-intensity LED bulbs on 3 separate panels. That instantly blasts an area of over 1,000 square feet with bright, penetrating light, then automatically shuts off after the motion stops. Each panel is fully adjustable to direct the right light to the right spot. The Bionic Floodlight is the versatile wireless, safety, security, and outdoor lifestyle light you'll love. And is from Bell & Howell, the brand name your family has trusted for over 100 years. No more arriving to a dark driveway or house at night. Place them in the ground to illuminate walkways and entryways. Add an evening accent light to your garden or mount it to keep unwanted critters away. Adjust the panels to light your deck and your food on the grill at the same time. Add light by the hot tub or pool without dangerous electrical wires. Host the nighttime neighborhood hoops games. And enjoy the great outdoors at night, right out your back door or in the backyard. Move it anywhere for any reason and in any weather in any season. Best of all, it's backed by our exclusive Bell & Howell Bionic 10-year satisfaction guarantee. Get the Bionic Floodlight by Bell & Howell. And right now, it's yours for just $29.95. But wait, call right now and you can get a second Bionic Floodlight for 50% off. And we'll even ship it to you free. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-425-1154 or go to bionicfloodlight.com. So call 1-800-425-1154. That's 1-800-425-1154 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
Start Saturday strong with Fox Big Noon Kickoff and Rise Brewing Company. Use Fox Big Noon Kickoff to hashtag your pregame party. Show us how you rise and grind. Watch Big Noon Kickoff, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fox.
This is NFL Plus, and this is for the Sunday shifters, the game time babysitters, and the poolside ballers. Live games, replays, films, and shows. This is NFL Plus, your game on the go. Start your free trial today.
A car wreck can be one of the worst times of your life. Injuries, car repairs, and now the insurance company doesn't want to pay?
Lerner & Rowe has the experience and proven results to take you from wreck to check.
Lerner & Rowe, Automotives for you. Call 222-2222.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Jam out on the strength machines and get down with some dumbbells. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
If you hired some attorney you've never heard of, based upon the recommendation or a phone call from someone in a hospital or a tow truck driver, or even that attorney himself, he may have committed a crime. You've done nothing wrong, and you may be entitled to get all your attorney's fees back. Call us today.
Greg Jennings caught that. He's right, last play of the game. Dog, he put the team on his back. Dog, let's go inside the mind of a Greg Jennings. Dog, I gotta do this. I put the team on my back, though. My leg broke. I don't know how I'm running right now, though. I'll do this for Madden.
I do this for Madden. Oh no, here comes Darren Sharper. Anyway, Craig Jennings, Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, and Cody Decker. All right, team on his back. So I'll give you a game. You're going to tell us what player in that game for either team literally has to put the team on his back to help them win the game. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right, game that I'm most interested in as a Jet fan. And by the way, on Fox, and we have Burkhardt and Olsen and the whole crew doing that game. Green Bay Packers coming off the loss to the New York Giants in London. The New York Jets coming off a 40-point performance and big win against the Miami Dolphins at Lambeau. Jets, Green Bay. Who's got to put the team on their back?
Well, for the Jets, it's Breece Hall. I mean, he's been lethal out of the backfield, running the ball. Like, he is a special player. I heard you talking about him. I see your excitement when you even mention his name. If the Jets are to have a chance, he has to be all over the game. His imprint has to be there. And when you look at the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers obviously is the leader of this team, but Aaron Jones is the player on offense that needs to be implemented in every facet of the game. However you can get the ball in his hands, you got to do it. When you look at Aaron Jones, 20-0 the Green Bay Packers are since 2019 if he gets 15-plus rushing attempts. 2-0 this season if he gets over 100 yards. The idea for the Green Bay Packers, put the ball in Aaron Jones' hands, allow him to be special.
How much of last week's kind of goal red zone debacle where 3rd and 2, 4th and 2 inside the 10-yard line where they threw the ball twice and then Aaron Jones says after the game, if you hand the ball off, I'm going to get the first down. Does that play into this at all?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you have your head coach, who is also your play caller, who understands, you know what, I messed up. I should have gave you an opportunity. And he owns that. And so with that, knowing that, this week I got to believe they're going to try to put the ball in Aaron Jones' hands however they possibly can.
Yeah, I know the Eagles are 5-0, but you can make the argument that the hottest team in football are the New York Giants. Beating Green Bay as a 9-point underdog and having a great second half defensively, especially. And now they get right back at it against the Baltimore Ravens. Who's got to put the team on their back in that game?
Well, if you're looking at the New York Giants, we all know who it is. The world knows who it is. The Ravens know who it is. It's Saquon Barkley. I mean, look, everything that he does for the Giants is so impactful. It doesn't matter where he lines up. It doesn't even matter if he has the ball in his hands. The attention will go to him. He will impact this game in a multitude of ways. And for the Baltimore Ravens, obviously we know who Lamar Jackson is and Mark Andrews. But they got to establish their running game. They've kind of gone away from it. And the way they do that, J.K. Dobbins, he's a back that can get you big yards and wear down the opponent defensively. You got to get your running game going. It opens up everything else. Lamar's been great, but J.K. Dobbins
it's interesting. One of the knocks on the Ravens offense this year, and they've been explosive in halves, has been they are not running the ball the way we've seen them run the ball historically since Lamar got there.
Absolutely. And J.K. Dobbins, he's been hurt, and he's one of the reasons why they haven't been able to establish this running game. But right now, he's healthy. Get him the ball. Let him take pressure off.
Okay, AFC Game of the Week. We brought it up earlier in the show, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it more throughout the show, and that's the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Clearly, you're not going to tell us Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. So for this game, who's got to put the team on their back?
Clearly, I'm not going to say that. Clearly. But let's go inside the mind of Greg. Josh Allen, let's go. I'm not talking about anybody else. Josh Allen, he's going to put the team on his back. This is what he wants. He wants this duel. He's embracing this duel. He talked about it earlier in the week. He's playing the game of his life. This is what he's always wanted to do as a child, play NFL football at the highest of levels. You're at the highest of levels. You're playing it at the all-time elite level against one of the best. One who's won a Super Bowl and MVP. You're in the AFC. He's in the AFC. You're being compared to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Go be special.
And by the way, this might be the only game all year where he's not the best quarterback on the field.
I disagree. He is the best quarterback on the field. I'm not going to give you that.
What?
Wow.
I love Patrick Mahomes.
He said what?
He said he's not the best player on the field. It is Josh Allen. Josh Allen. And we will see.
Well, listen, they're both great, so it's like picking which is your favorite kid, right? That being said, why do you say Josh Allen? You have the right to say it, as wrong as it may be. But why would you pick Allen over Patrick?
I pick him over Patrick just because his imposing presence. Like, he's one of those guys that you just can't. You can't even build on a game. You can't build guys like this the way he's built. So for me, he can beat you in a multitude of ways. And I'm not saying that I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
But Josh Allen is so hard to defend. If you're a defensive coordinator, let alone you're a defender, trying to bring him down, try to stop him from throwing the ball down the field, he has the big arm, he has the awareness, he can beat you in so many different ways. So can Patrick Mahomes, I get it. I just like Josh Allen and what he has to bring.
And it's funny, I still can't get over the story that when he came out of high school, not a single college recruited him. He went to a junior college, and as the story is famous now, sent out 1,000 letters to colleges from coast to coast. 1,000, right? And only a single college said, you can come play for us, and that's Wyoming. He could have been the starting quarterback at any college in America, and everybody said no. All right, let's do one more game for you. Going to decide the mind of Greg Jennings. It's Philly. It's Dallas. It's Sunday night. We know what the Monday story is going to be. Who's the quarterback for the Cowboys going forward? But which guy's got to put the team on their back?
Let's go, Jalen Hurts. Hurt their hearts. It's all about Jalen Hurts. You heard what DeMarcus Lawrence said. You know, we don't know who he really is. He hasn't played against us. We don't know what he can do. Well, you do know what he can do because he's been doing it all season. He's been special. He's going to run the ball. We know that. He's going to put the ball in the air. He has two guys that he can throw to on the outside, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. But what I love best about Jalen Hurts this year has been his decision-making. When to throw the ball down the field, when to run. And when you look at this team, most teams have two backs. The Philadelphia Eagles have their explosive back, their fast back, and then you have their big bruiser. Their big bruiser just so happens to be Jalen Hurts. Like, where do they do that at? But that's how special he's been. And if he puts his imprint on this game, his team walks away with the win.
But listen, there's some great games. I mean, hopefully we have bad weather all weekend long, so we have no reason to leave the house. Just sit in there and be entertained. Like, no joke. I got a lot of yard work to do, and I don't want to do it. I'm praying for, like, early snow, some kind of monsoon to come through. So, honey, I can't finish that chicken coop. I got to watch Bills, Chiefs. I got to watch Cowboys, Eagles. I got to watch Jets, Packers. I am begging for bad weather this weekend. Hey, by the way, I should mention to you that today, October 14th, is officially Be Bald and Be Free Day. It's a day that bald guys should celebrate their baldness.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Don't look at me with that beautiful hair of yours.
Go ahead and celebrate. When is our day, though?
Every
day.
Okay, I just was
So we thought we would bring a couple new members into the club. Guys that are close to being bald, but haven't yet made that full-on commitment to shaving the dome. I start off with the aforementioned Kevin Durant. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
It's time, KD. Just join the club, shave it off, because there's nothing worse than summer hair when summer here and summer there. From KD to, for many people, the GOAT. Michael Jordan's the GOAT, and he's bald. Oh.
Yeah, we've all known that.
Look at angry LeBron James. Why is he angry? Because he's going bald. But today's Be Bald and Be Free Day. And let's just stay in the NBA. The youngest guy in the league going bald, Atlanta Hawks superstar, Trae Young.
Hey.
Yeah, I didn't go bald till I was 30. He's got me by a good 6 or 7 years. So, Trae Young, welcome to the club. Oh, and they're telling me we have one more guy that we want to join the club.
Let's go.
Be bald and be free and stop hanging on to it, Cody. Cody Decker. Yeah, we mocked it up for you, Cody. You look good bald.
Oh, you do look good bald.
Yes. No comment? Yeah, I figured as much.
Listen,
yeah, exactly.
The segment started and he started picking at my head. Okay, I'll shave my head. Fine. My God.
Hey, listen, we have more football coming up, including whether or not the New York Jets can go into Lambeau and pull off the upset I'm here to tell you the answer is no.
So you do that just to make sure you cover yourself.
But I'm going to tell you why right after this.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
Stop. You're in.
Oh, cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
At SimpliSafe, we build advanced security sensors and cameras for your whole home, powered by 24/7 professional monitoring and Fast Protect technology, exclusively from SimpliSafe for faster police response. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Your cravings are as unique as you are. With over 1,400 delicious snacks, Nuts.com can satisfy everyone. Enjoy every flavor of happy and get free shipping on your first order.
This wasn't no bear. It was like a bear squatch.
Dad, what's a bear squatch?
It's a cross between a bear and a sass. It's made up. He's usually sleeping.
He'll never sleep again.
We've obtained documents revealing that Carl's Jr. and Hardee's have Charbroil double deals starting at $2.99 each.
Can I take a closer look?
Oh, wow. Bite into these double deals starting at $2.99 each at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That means more mini vacations, a lot more lattes, more date nights. Now imagine if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase and you get exclusive savings when you refinance at that new lower rate. More cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
If you watch football on TV, you need Fubo TV. The most college football you can get without cable. Stream up to 4 games at once with multi-view. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Back when I had a working circulatory system, you had to give your right arm to find great talent. But with Upwork, there's highly skilled talent from all over the globe, right at your fingertips. It's where businesses meet great remote talent, and remote talent meets great opportunity.
This is how we work now.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40.
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text SURGE to 231231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text SURGE to 231231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's SURGE to 231231.
The World Cup has moved to the holidays.
Oh my gooseberries, this is going to make everything wonderful. We're going to need lots of sweaters.
Isn't he getting kind of old?
3,000 more Mbappes!
But just think of the lights. And the U.S. winning it all. A Christmas miracle.
All right, one of the biggest football games of the weekend is going to be at Green Bay, Lambeau Field. The suddenly hot New York Jets are 3-2 against the reeling Green Bay Packers, same record. Greg Jennings is here, Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer. Cody Decker is here. Who would think 5 weeks into a season that you guys would be tied with the New York Jets? Here's the problem, though. The New York Jets have won 3 games. I'm thrilled about that, yeah? Who'd they beat in those 3 games? They beat Jacoby Brissett on a miracle at the end of the game, 31-30. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett in the second half. And they beat the Miami Dolphins, a single play from Teddy Bridgewater, and then Thompson came in for the rest of the game. Who'd they lose to? Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Here's what I'm getting at. They haven't beaten a quarterback yet. All their wins, all 3 of them, come against 4 backup quarterbacks, including third-string guys. They are playing Aaron Rodgers on Sunday in Green Bay.
So you're finally giving him some credit. Continue.
Well,
Thank you.
He's not Teddy Bridgewater. He's not Mitchell Trubisky. He's not Kenny Pickett. And as much as I love the Jets, as much as they can run the football, as much as they do have talented wide receivers and a defense playing better and a young stud now in Sauce Gardner, they haven't shown yet they can beat a good quarterback.
They haven't, but if I'm the Jets, I'm riding on all of that. I don't care who I beat. I care that I've won games. And you roll with that. You don't talk about who you beat, what quarterbacks are on the field. You don't care about any of that. All you care about is controlling what you can control, and that's going into Lambeau and putting your best 45 guys out there in the roster and trying to come away with the win.
Yeah, listen, they're going to try. Listen, they're going to try. I'm not worried about that. I worry. I'm a Jet fan.
You do worry, but you also cover yourself. I've noticed this. You always say, we're not going to win. We're not going to do it.
They're not.
We're not going to win. And then...
But when they do...
We did it. I got you. I fooled you. I know you now.
I don't think we're going to win this game.
Oh,
but if we do... Listen, I want the Jets to be good in the worst possible way. 3-2 is something I don't have a lot of experience with over the last decade. I just don't. And I'm trying to figure out, listen, I don't take wins away. You never apologize for winning games. No. And the Jets shouldn't. And yeah, they are playing better football. We are seeing the emergence of really talented guys. We're seeing a quarterback, Zach Wilson, who's now 2-0 in the 2 games he's played this year, who is showing that maybe he is a really good quarterback. And I'm just trying to figure out how we can take that and build off that in a place that's very hard to win against a guy that's ticked off because of what they did against the Giants last week. And I'm trying to convince myself that the Jets are no longer the Jets. I just haven't gotten there yet. It's a process.
Well, you lean on your running game because that's one thing that if you look at the Green Bay Packers where they have struggled, it's stopping the run. Like against Saquon Barkley and the New York Jets, like they let him get loose. You got Breece Hall, like he is a special player.
He's a rookie running back for the Jets who's killing it right now.
He is killing it, and trust me, the Green Bay Packers have him circled as one of those guys you have to watch and you have to eliminate because of what he can do as far as impacting a game. You just do what you've always done. And that's put the ball in playmakers' hands and allow them to be special. Sauce Gardner has been great on the other side of the ball. The Green Bay Packers haven't found their number 1 guy, so maybe defensively they can be a little more stout.
What I do like about Zach Wilson is that he has figured out the game. And I'm not talking about playing football. I'm talking about buttering up the opposing quarterback. Listen to what he had to say.
As long as I can remember playing football, I was a big fan of just, we didn't have an NFL team in Utah, and so I wouldn't say I was a Packers fan, but I was just an Aaron Rodgers fan. I just grew up watching him, and I always like to watch their games because of him and just kind of where he was at. And
yeah, he said the same thing about every quarterback he's played against this year. I wouldn't say that I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan or a Patriot fan, but I did follow Tom Brady. I didn't watch a lot of Alabama football, but I was a fan of Tua. I didn't really watch University of Pittsburgh play football, but I like Kenny Pickett. He's smart. He's buttering your guy up. and that guy loves to be buttered up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
He's not buttering him up. I mean, well, he is buttering him up, but this is true. You grow up, we all grow up watching our idols or our guys that we want to, that has inspired us to play the game that we play.
Sure.
Sport
I just don't want that to see. Sometimes that becomes problematic. I'll tell you a quick story. Go back in time, Jets Dolphins, Rich Kotite's coaching the Jets. The Miami Dolphins are trying to get Dan Marino a Super Bowl. Late in his career, Don Shula and the Dolphins went out and signed every available free agent veteran player to try to get Danny a Super Bowl, okay? The New York Jets have a patchwork offensive line, and they have a young rookie who became a great player named Wayne Corbett. Boomer Esiason is the starting quarterback of the New York Jets. There's something in football called dumb motion, right? Quarterback raises his leg, the wide receiver comes in motion behind the quarterback. Wayne Corbett is looking at the sideline, kid out of Hofstra, a very small Long Island, New York college, who's made it to the NFL. His mouth is open. Oh my God, that's Dan Marino. Boomer's yelling with his foot, right? Wayne Corbett doesn't see the foot because he's staring at Dan Marino. Boomer then walks 3 steps to him and goes, dumb motion, dumb motion. Oh. So Wayne Corbett comes in motion. The offensive line breaks down. First play of the game. Boomer throws the ball like this, all right? Troy Vincent intercepts it, takes it to the house, 7-0 Miami. Jets come back on the field. Brian Cox, middle linebacker for the Miami Dolphins, comes up to the line of scrimmage, right? Motion on the offense, backing up 5 yards. Brian Cox comes up, looks Boomer in the eye and goes, you're the dumbest MFers I've ever been on a field with. It's going to be a long, long day. And it was. And the Jets got blown out. So it's hard, man. It's hard. And I want to believe that the New York Jets can go into Green Bay and do what the Giants did to them last week out in London, England. I just haven't gotten there yet. All I have is hope. I have nothing tangible to point to that convinced me that we're that team yet.
So what you're saying is Zach Wilson is going to be under center, green 19, green, and pan to the sideline.
That's what I'm worried about.
Delay a game.
That's Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm worried about that,
too. Like that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. Like, set 14, blue. Oh, my God. That's Aaron Rodgers. I wonder if his mom is single.
And she's a nice lady.
Just putting it out there. Well, Aaron doesn't talk to her, so how the hell do we know?
Good point.
All right, from that game to the upstart New York Giants. The New York Giants, of course, famously now are 4-1, and it's amazing what competent coaching can do for you because they have nobody you've ever heard of playing wide receiver for them. And I don't mean to knock, Darius Slayton or Sills or the guys that are playing, but they do not have household names playing wide receiver for them. That's just a fact, right? Kenny Galladay's not going to play again this week. Kadarius Toney is not going to play again this week. So it's all Saquon Barkley and Danny Jones, to his credit, played through an injury. Guys love that and respect that. And also hasn't turned the ball over really at all this year other than week 1. Their defense has not been great against the run. That's their weakness right now. And you're going up against the Baltimore Ravens. You said earlier, J.K. Dobbins, obviously Lamar's ability to run. This is a very tough game to predict because every time I look at the Giants, I want to say there's no talent there on offense, right? How the heck is that team scoring points? But at some point, we're going to have to respect the fact that they find a way.
Yeah, Brian Daboll has done a great job of telling his guys, look, guys, let's just stay the course and keep ourselves and give ourselves a fighter's chance.
Right.
Meaning in the fourth quarter, we got a chance to punch the ball in the end zone and win this game. That's what the New York Giants have been all year. They've been a team that's been very frisky, very scrappy, done it in the most ugliest ways, but it doesn't matter when you win. Understanding who they are is probably the best thing that could have ever happened for the New York Giants. When we look at Lamar and Cass, we know who they are as far as Lamar Jackson and what he can potentially do. What they have not done is what I mentioned, which is get the ball in their running game and with their guys behind Lamar and allow them to establish and set the tone.
Because they have been explosive at times this year.
They have, but what you mentioned it, the Giants, if they have one weakness defensively, it's been against the run.
And what's interesting, right, and what you said is dead on because, listen, could Baltimore blow them out? Yeah, I think they could. But what the Giants have done really well is keep games close. And you even heard Thibodeau earlier this week say, once we tied that game, we were in the deep end and we knew they couldn't swim. The mentality changed. So I think if the Giants stay close and Baltimore gives up their attempts to control the game, control the clock, run the ball, and be committed to the run, it wouldn't shock anybody if the Giants win another close game.
You got to believe Brian Dable is saying, look, this team will give up a lead. So if we get down, don't panic. Just stick to the course, stick to the game plan. We'll find a way to get back in this game, and we'll do what we've done all season, which is fight until the quarters are all played and there's no more time on the clock.
Yeah, it is. The Giants are interesting for a couple reasons. A, they're 4-1, so they're right there. Obviously, if the Dallas Cowboys beat the Eagles on Sunday night and the Giants beat Baltimore, you have a three-way tie in the NFC East, right? Between teams and fan bases that hate each other. It also means that the Giants can have a very tough decision about a month from now what to do with Saquon Barkley. He's a free agent after this year unless they franchise him. And also, is Danny Jones your future quarterback? So there's a lot of those side stories going on with the Giants. But I will say this. When you have a team that is well coached, you have a chance to win. And the New York Giants right now are very well coached. You can make the argument that a couple teams last night are not very well coached or they just have lousy quarterbacks. Either way, that game is not a game that NFL Films is ever going to show us ever again. We'll walk through it. In case you missed it or fell asleep, we got your back. We got you covered right after this.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're hitting the trails between meetings.
And putting the brakes on fried foods.
Jardiance is a once-daily pill that not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once-daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
We're on it.
We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Uh-oh, you hear noises outside your home at night, but it's too dark to see without a light. You'd love to have a light right out your window, but with contractors, fixtures, and higher utility bills, you'll spend a fortune. You need Bionic Duo from Bell & Howell, the wireless solar outdoor light with digital motion detection technology that automatically turns on the instant motion is detected and off when it stops. Just place the Bionic Duo where the solar panel can absorb the sun's energy all day to energize the light all night. No wiring, batteries, or electricity bills. Bionic Duo's unique design combines the look of a security camera and light to help keep porch pirates and intruders away 24 hours a day. Single lights offer limited coverage, but Bionic Duo's dual fixtures with high-intensity LED lamps double the coverage area, and they're fully adjustable so you can direct the light where you need it. It's like having two side lights in one. With Bionic Duo, you'll never come home in the dark again. You'll enjoy the safety of light along walkways and entryways, and it's perfect for pets and kids' evenings outdoors. It's the ideal lifestyle light for entertaining friends and enjoying outdoor quality family time. Add the yard stake today to illuminate your beautiful garden tonight. And Bionic Duo goes on when he's got to go and off when he comes back in. With instant motion detection, Bionic Duo alerts and deters unwanted visitors. And it's the easy way to keep critters big and small away without harming them. Bionic Duo is weather safe and all-season outdoor durable. So you can spend a fortune on wired lights, or you can go wireless with the solar power of Bionic Duo for just $29. $49.95. But wait, call right now and you can get a second Bionic Duo for 50% off. And we'll even ship it to you free. And Bionic Duo is backed by the Bell & Howell 5-year replacement warranty. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-287-1670. That's 1-800-287-1670 or go to bionicduo.com. So call 1-800-287-1670. That's 1-800-287-1670 or order online at bionicduo.com.
It's Skip Drip Bayless.
I am a living legend.
He came to play Shannon Shay Show.
Get off my property.
Always right, never wrong, undisputed.
The Braves battle the Phillies. Then the Dodgers take on the Padres. Game 3 of the NLDS today on FS1.
#1 for price for 5 years running. Oh, really? Didn't know it was a competition. My name is Dana. Low prices make you the real winner, Dana.
Right! Ripe!
Ripe. Good ripe avocado.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
With my Cricket plan, everything is consistent. It's always going to be the same price. No worries.
Cricket is easy, it's affordable, customer service is top-notch. That's why I've been with them for so long.
I got my phone from Cricket and it's amazing. As a journalist, I use it for basically everything.
Great phones, great deals. Now that's a story. Smile, you're on Cricket.
No surprise, the game was scoreless after 1 last night. No surprise, we had a total of 3 points at halftime last night. Greg Jennings, Cody Decker, it's the Carton Show. Thank you for joining us. For those of you, and I see you right now, we've got the technology to see inside your homes. I see you right there on your couch. You fell asleep on your couch last night because the game bored you to death. That's why we're here. We love talking about boring football games. And it was Washington and Chicago last night. Final score, I'm not making it up, 12-7. 12-7. 12.
Great game.
Now, listen, the game was exciting at the very, very end, but let's just go through some of the highlights of it. Second quarter, the Bears still hadn't scored, and we've got a setup for an easy oh, no, come on.
Gotta make that throw.
He's wide open.
Gotta make that throw.
That's Justin Fields with a wide open tight end, and he overthrows him by a couple of yards. And what you don't see there is the Washington linebacker in coverage actually celebrated like he did something. Yeah, he was like, yeah, got you. No, you didn't.
All defenders hate that. DBs, they act like they made a play. No, I either dropped it or it was a
like, no joke. You'll see when you get to work, you have the full video of that. As the ball's overthrown, the linebacker goes, that's right, incomplete, woo! Meanwhile, that's Justin Fields, and that's just one of those plays, that bad quarterbacks don't make, or at least quarterbacks who are in it, like in the mud, can't make a play like that. That's an easy throw. He makes that throw with his eyes closed usually. I'm sure in practice that play always works.
Absolutely. You got to be settled. You got to be calm. And sometimes when you get the closer you get to the goal line, the more tense everyone is. And it's just like, relax. Sometimes you got to take deep breaths. You got to come. Exactly.
And it's just a touch pass. If he arcs it a little bit more, it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
Oh, man. That's what happens, though, when you're not playing well.
Those hurt, especially when you know you had an opportunity to win games and you look back at the film on Monday or in this
That's
case
going to be a
today,
tough look.
Yeah, and you didn't capitalize.
Because everybody knows it. That's why they went into halftime with a goose egg on the board. And listen, everybody on that Chicago Bear team knew there was going to be a long night. And like they knew, they practice with each other. They know how bad they are. So you got... I'm just saying, do you think the Bears were surprised they scored 7 points? No.
To be honest, defensively, the offense and defense is interesting because you typically either have a really good offense and no defense, or you have a really good defense and no offense.
Yeah.
The Bears' defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah, when
Like,
they're practicing.
Yeah, but their offense, that's where divides come. So you're on the sideline like, come on, man, get the ball in the end zone.
Right.
Like,
We're playing good enough to win.
Exactly.
Give us some points.
That's where it's like, man, we gave up 12 points.
There's a Bear lineman. I've never heard of him before. He's my favorite Chicago Bear right now. His name's Sam Mustipher. And Sam realized, boy, don't play yet, don't play yet, don't play yet, don't play. It's my fault. It's my fault. He was like, I better help us get close to the end zone here. So he flopped in a manner that LeBron James would love. That's right there. That's a 340-pound man falling down and almost doing a backward somersault. He was like, listen, we're on the 16. There's a good chance we don't make the field goal from here. Let me get us a little bit closer to the end zone. I love that guy. That is my new favorite offensive lineman, and he plays for the Chicago Bears. All right, let's move forward. Hang on one sec. I want to set the scene here, okay? 12-7. Nice. The Bears have a chance to win the game.
They do.
4th down in the red zone. Last play of the game. Justin Fields knows his favorite wide receiver and their best wide receiver, Darrell Mooney, is going to be the guy. Go to your best guy. He went to his best guy, and he Chicago Beared it. Watch this. In his hands, bobbles it. Wait a minute, I'm going to make the catch. Wait a minute, my body's coming down. Out of bounds, no catch. It did get reviewed. It's a proper call. He did not make the catch when the ball hit him in his hands. He does ultimately come down, cradling the ball in his right hand there. But by that point, A, he's out of bounds, and B, even if he wasn't, that ball never crosses the line. Chicago loses 12-7.
That's a terrible feeling right there. That's a terrible feeling when you know you could be the hero and you turn into the most hated man in seconds. Like, everybody, even Justin Fields is just down on his knee like, just catch it.
And by the way, as bad a throw as Justin made in the second quarter, that ball's right where it's got to be.
Because and on top of that, you played a game where you pretty much were giving it away and you still had one more chance to win it, and it doesn't happen. It's just like all game long, you just let it slip through your hands.
Yeah, and there were so many plays. I just had to pick a couple to show you. Like in the first quarter, the Chicago Bears move right down the field, and they're in the red zone, and Justin Fields throws the ball for a guy's helmet, and he gets intercepted. Like, it's a calamity of errors for that team. That team's going nowhere fast.
I'm not going to say they're going nowhere fast. I'm not going to say they're going nowhere fast. Because they're not going nowhere fast. They still have a chance.
You're right. I apologize. It's slow, man.
It's slow.
It is, oh my God, slow. You are right about that. Wow. I don't know if Justin Fields is their guy. I honestly don't know. He's not done anything this year on the field to prove that they made the right investment in the right kid. Great kid. Everyone loves him, but you miss a throw like that, you hit a guy in the helmet with the ball, you're not scoring, you barely complete passes week in and week out. And they could have been 500, believe it or not, had they converted that 4th down and won the game. I honestly don't know if he is an NFL starting quarterback.
It's fair for you to question him, and I understand that. I'm not going to question that just yet. Obviously, he has to show us something. But one of the things that I do know is when you're a young quarterback, you have the offensive coordinator or the play caller in your ear, and they give you the play, and they want to tell you exactly where to go with the ball instead of allowing you to let the defense dictate what you do. And what I mean, I played with Teddy Bridgewater when he first came into the National Football League with the Minnesota Vikings. And Norv Turner was our offensive coordinator. He would call the play and then tell Teddy who he wanted him to throw the ball,
like predetermined,
or who he should throw the ball to. Or if he doesn't have that, then know that you have your check down. Well, when you go to the line as a young quarterback, you have this predetermined something told to you of what to look for. And you expect that. That's me telling my kids, no, honey, don't do that. Don't ride the bike down there. Don't do this. I'm trying to stop them from making the mistake that they would naturally make on their own and then learn from it and then get better from it. They make my mistake, Now they have to make their own mistake. Now it extends the process. Just let them play. Let them play, and then I will be able to better assess.
The good news is that Justin Fields, as you saw on the sideline there, has downloaded the Bill Belichick Nap app, and it works.
I remember the Nap app.
Just to show you that the Bill Belichick Nap app works, Justin Fields did take a nap during the game. Yeah, and you hear, see he's got the headphone on? This is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick wants you to know that you're special.
He's regrouping.
Yeah, he's regrouping my ass. He's dreaming of his college days is all he's doing right there. All right, so that's Justin Fields. The flip side, to be honest, wasn't any better. For those of you that keep yelling and screaming at me that, I'm being too tough on Carson Wentz. Cody Decker, how many yards did Carson Wentz throw in yesterday's game?
I believe it was 99 yards.
Wait, is that less than 100?
Last I checked, yes.
Yeah, starting quarterback in the NFL completed passes for a total of less than 100 yards. Oh, well, that Buddy Ryan defense is tough to beat.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Mike Singletary is one of the best linebackers in the sport.
He is.
Yeah. Carson Wentz, 99 yards. Now, the only thing I will acknowledge, because I am a good guy, while Justin Fields is 0-5 in primetime games at night, you now have the single greatest football player record-wise in the history of the NFL on Thursday nights, and his name is 99, Carson Wentz.
What an accomplishment.
And it has been such a...
Don't clap for that.
Such a rough week for Carson and for Ron Rivera.
They're going through a lot.
Yeah, that he won a game with 99 yards and Ron Rivera reached his breaking point with people who were critical of his embattled starting quarterback.
So I'm going to speak my mind for a second. Honestly, it's been hard. It really has. You lose 4 games in a row and everybody wants to get you, just get on you. And they've played their off. They have. They play their off for everybody. They come out and they show up. They work hard. All right. They don't complain. Okay. They hear all this stuff and they got to deal with it. I get that. And I respect them for that because they're resilient. They come back. Everybody keeps wanting to say, I didn't want anything to do with Carson. Well, bull. I'm the guy that pulled out the sheets of paper, that looked at the analytics, that watched the tape in the when we were at Indianapolis. Okay. And that's what me off. Because the young man doesn't deserve to have that all the time. I'm sorry, I'm done.
To be fair, 99 yards. It's not Pop Warner, it's an NFL game. I'm just, he does deserve the criticism of his play, does he not?
He does.
They were 1-4 going into that game.
And I don't want to seem like I'm defending Carson Wentz because he has been bad. But last night, Curtis Samuel, if he catches the ball across the middle, Carson Wentz did a great job of placing the ball exactly where he needed to place it. His receiver just forgot that he was supposed to catch it. He did not catch the ball. It was like 40 yards. It would have been a touchdown. Then the following possession, he drops another one. So, things like that, context is everything. We don't see the game, so we look at these stat lines and it's Carson Wentz, he didn't do anything again.
I tried to watch the whole game. I tried.
And you fell asleep.
You're damn right I fell asleep. It was 3-0 at halftime.
It was a bad game. I'm not defending neither
I'm not
team,
apologizing for it either. Yeah, I tried my damnedest to stay awake knowing I got to get up early to do this show. And the NFL, last night at least, that was I didn't need to eat an edible last night. I had the Commodores and the Bears playing football. The thing that at the start of that press conference that Ron Rivera was talking about was how he was so proud of the guys in the locker room. This is beyond, a Carson Wentz story, for keeping it together, for not losing focus for a big game. Because if you didn't see the big news yesterday, there's this huge investigative report that has been completely denied by Washington and representatives of their owner, Daniel Snyder, but the allegations are not good. Among them, there is a claim that Dan Snyder, the owner of Washington, has been telling confidants, which, by the way, if these confidants are then telling reporters what he's saying to them, they're not confidants. They're not trusted advisors. But anyway, the story's ugly because the story accuses Dan Snyder of saying to people that the NFL, quite famously now, is trying to get him to sell. They don't want to take the vote of owners and make him sell. They want him to sell on his own accord so they don't have to embarrass him or the league by having a vote the way the NBA has done now twice in the last 5 or 6 years. So the allegation now is that Dan Snyder's threatening people, that Dan Snyder said the NFL can't mess with me, that they're a mafia-type organization, and that he has hired private investigators to get dirt on other NFL owners and on the commissioner himself. If that is true, and I don't know that it is, that is dirty pool, and you should vote him out immediately because it's not good for the business of football. And not only that, it's douchey, and it's scummy, and it's wrong. If it's not true, however, then we got to get to the bottom of why that story was planted to embarrass Daniel Snyder, to force him to sell the team. We can go up and down about the reasons that it might be. We don't know for sure. But I will say this. I respect what Ron Rivera is saying, that there's always something, it seems, with the Washington football team that has nothing at all to do with football. And somehow, some way, those guys, those professionals, kept focused on a football game, and even though they didn't play great, they won a football game.
Yeah, it's all about how you handle adversity and distractions. Every coach is going to talk to their teams about handling adversity and distractions, and you know that they're going to come as players, but it's how you respond. And the Washington Commanders last night went on the road. They got an ugly win, a sloppy win, and that's what you got to hang your hat off of. When you look at their division, they're at the bottom. They're still fighting to get back in the thick of it. They know they're not out of it, but they are out of it.
Yeah.
And so you hang your hat on any little thing you possibly can when there's a lot
And just one other thought before we go to break on it and get back into Bills, Chiefs, and Cowboys, Eagles. The problem with that report is that every city in America now has sports talk radio. And now the question is going to be, every fan is going to want to know, did my owner do something wrong? Are there skeletons in my owner's closet that is negatively going to impact my team's chances of winning? And that's why the report is so dangerous, because some guys might have skeletons, some guys may not. But everybody is now a suspect.
Yep.
And to me, I'm not saying the reporting is inaccurate. I'm sure they spent a lot of time vetting it before they released it. But you better have that nailed down, because every owner now is under a microscope, and people are now going to try to find out what's the dirt on my guy. And that's a tough way to live. But I'd also tell you this. Every owner in the NFL, every person on this planet, you know every skeleton in your closet.
Yes.
You know right now if you have something to worry about or you don't. And if you don't, you're good. If you do, you might want to lawyer up real quick. Anyway, coming up, more football, the stuff we love. We got two great games to get into. Cowboys, Eagles, Bills, and Chiefs right after this.
So Wendy's Biggie Bag is all this food for just $5, and we're not calling it the Reggie Bag?
Oh, no.
What if it's the Reggie Bush?
Definitely not.
The Biggie number 5 Bush?
No way.
Reggie Bush number 5 bag.
Oh, no.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag.
You know why I love Halloween?
Why?
People give me Kit Kats for free.
Son, you're 8. All your Kit Kats are free.
Happy Halloween! Have a break, have a Kit Kat.
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner.
You got this, babe.
That means that your dreams are ours, too. And our financial planning tools can help you reach them. That's the value of ownership.
A Corona and palm trees.
A Corona and calm seas.
And a balm breeze.
And some long knees, strong like a tongue squeeze. You'll say, "Aw, geez," when I make your lawn freeze. Was that good?
No.
Oh.
It was incredible.
Oh.
Lee bad.
Oh.
But this is good.
I shouldn't have rapped.
Dude, you coming?
Because the only thing dripping should be your style.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu relief.
Life is expensive. So why is Omar snoozing like a baby? Because he made the smart choice to shop with IKEA. With new benefits for IKEA family members, including 5% off all eligible purchases in store. Every visit, every day. IKEA.
You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
At Chipotle, our garlic guajillo recipe brings a whole new dimension to steak. Our most tender cuts, hand-seasoned and grilled fresh, mixed with garlic and guajillo peppers, finished with fresh lime and cilantro. All new garlic guajillo steak. It's a whole new dimension of flavor.
After a brutal night of Extreme Rules in Philadelphia, who will be left standing? Plus, the New Day's Kofi Kingston takes on the Bloodline's Sami Zayn. It's an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, tonight on Fox.
10th-ranked Penn State takes on 5th-ranked Michigan in the big noon Saturday showdown. Then, 7th-ranked USC faces Utah. It's going down! It all starts Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox.
Being hurt in a car wreck can make the bottom fall out of your life.
Missed work and mounting medical bills can cause you to lose everything. Don't let a car wreck your life.
Call Lerner & Rowe today for a free consultation. Call 222-2222.
Now handling Zentak cases.
Yes, I shop at the Dump. It's an outlet. Do you know what that means? It's a legit furniture outlet. So when a big name places an order, they then decide to change the fabric, a button, tags, or a stitch. They have to dump their stuff. It's all brand name, brand new designer finds at 1/3 of the price. Go shopping, research online, knock yourself out. If you're smart, you'll end up here. To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump.
It's not the size of the wreck that matters, it's the size of the check.
In a wreck and need a check? Will Lerner & Rowe. Call 222-2222.
Now handling Zentak cases.
October, Big Papi is giving away $5,000, and you can take a swing at winning. Download the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app now for your chance to win $5,000.
Boxes of narcotics?
We tried things your way. Now we're doing them my way.
Let me see your hands.
Don't say anything.
The Cleaning Lady, all new Monday at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
Okay, big games coming up on Sunday as we get ready to put a little bow on the week. Of course, you have Greg Jennings, Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, and Cody Decker. You know, the big talk all week long, of course, has been what is the NFL going to do when they meet next week, the competition committee, about roughing the passer, right? They've gone overboard with calling penalties on roughing the passer. But there's a little aspect of it that the Players Association is now ticked off about. And I did not know this until this morning. Maybe you did. Roughing the passer penalty called on a player comes with a fine. I never knew that before. So if you are called for roughing the passer, the first time it happens, it is a $15,000 fine. If you rough a passer a second time, it is a $20,000 fine. I never knew that before.
So I didn't know that. I did know, like, when you have penalties that are illegal contact or illegal hit or whatever the case may be, something that is really detrimental, you do get a fine.
Like an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Exactly. You get what we call the FedEx envelope. And it politely appears in your locker. And everybody is nobody knows when it gets there, how it gets there, but it will show up. The moment you get on the plane or you leave, I'm getting fined.
Wait, hold on. Do you have to write a check or they just take it out of your check?
They take it out. No, you don't even have to go that far. They don't need you to write the check. They're very nice. They're very mindful.
Yeah.
They don't want you to worry about all of the details. We'll just take it from your check.
Wow.
And we'll move forward.
So no joke, it's $15,000. That's real money.
Absolutely. For uniform violations, the whole nine.
But my point is, if you're the quarterback, if I sack you, and we all agree, Grady Jarrett on Brady, Chris Jones on Derek Carr, the world agrees that's not a dirty hit. It's not roughing the passer. He got called for roughing the passer. His check is now $15,000 lighter.
That's what I got to look into that, because I don't know if that is the case, because, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but for me, that's a flag, that's a penalized.
Okay, I'll do you one better. in the Grady Jarrett hit on Tom Brady, one of the aspects of it that was not talked about as much was as Grady Jarrett's getting off of Brady, Brady lifts his leg up and might have actually kicked him.
Yeah.
That's a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
You knew that?
Yes.
Now,
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure Tom Brady can afford it, but he wasn't called for it, so there's no fine. So how about that?
Well, here's the thing. So fines, you don't have to be called for something.
Oh, then maybe he's going to be fined.
For you to be fined. You can still have that FedEx envelope.
I got you.
In your locker.
I'm not sure why you have a FedEx envelope if they're just taking it out of your check, but okay.
They have to write it up and draw it up in their document.
Oh, you get a letter. I got you.
You get the letter.
All right, let's get to football this weekend. AFC game of the week, of course, is going to be Bills-Chiefs. For some reason, the Chiefs are underdogs at home, meaning that the world thinks the Buffalo Bills, with a chip on their shoulder after the playoff loss, is going to go into Arrowhead and take care of business.
Let's go, Bills!
I think it's going to be a great game, but how could anybody possibly predict that?
Yeah, it's hard to predict that. I'm a realist. I'm going for the Bills. I believe that the Bills will win, but I would not favor the Bills in Arrowhead as far as the betting line.
Greg, you just pulled a Craig Carton on this show. You just gave yourself the out, and Monday you're going to the Bills win. You're just going to be that guy.
No, I'm talking about when it comes to the betting line. I'm trying to tell people what I wouldn't do as far as that.
I don't know. Listen, I don't gamble, but I don't know how you bet against Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't do it unless you want to be separated from your money.
As far as him being favored, I'm going Bills all day.
To be fair, he's been on the Bills wagon all week because he thinks Josh Allen's the best player in the league.
That is true.
Yeah, you did say he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
From the jump, I've said it. That's been my.
Here's the thing I don't understand. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills, their goal, stop Travis Kelce. Like Travis Kelce, his stat line last week was something I've never seen before. I think it was
25, 4 touchdowns.
7 catches, 25 yards. Oh, by the way, 4 touchdowns. What I never understand is if you know he's getting the ball, why can't you stop him?
He is a special player. Like there are some guys. It's like Cooper Kupp in the LA Rams. Like certain players, they just understand how to get open and when they're needed most. In the red zone, that's where it's like just double him. Put 2 guys on him, let anybody else beat you. Allow Patrick Mahomes to go to someone else other than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, listen, I think it's great because the games are separated where, you can watch every game. Most people only have one television on the wall. They don't have the Cody Deck or Greg Jennings set up with 5 TVs on the wall watching multiple games. So the fact that you get that game, you get the Jet Packer game right here on Fox. Well, not FS1, but, the parent company, Fox, right? And, of course, at nighttime, you get the best NFC game of the week, which, of course, is Cowboys and Eagles. And my main man, DeMarcus Lawrence, had something to say about Jalen Hurts.
It will be a good test for us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, they do have a pretty good offense. They got a good receiver core, good quarterback, good offensive line. So, they well-rounded. But also, we them boys. Remember that. Don't worry about it. Y'all will see it on Sunday. So that's all it took. It's nothing they do special. Like, it's just football.
See, what's funny about that? Somebody messed up. The camera was supposed to be turned off for when he got serious, and he went from laughing, playing to, listen, we're going to kick. You know what I'm saying? It changed.
No, what happens is, really quick, like you get tired of answering the same question over and over and over again. So the more you ask the same question, the truth comes out.
They also kept the camera off and all the tape recorders off for this line here about Jalen Hurts. Has he played us? All right. Different teams run different schemes. All y'all need to write is he hasn't played the Cowboys yet, so we don't know how good he is. And amazingly, that's not on camera.
Write that. All y'all need to write is he hasn't played them boys.
Amazingly, that's somehow not on camera. Go figure, right? I'm sure. Listen, this is the barometer game, right?
Absolutely.
This is the game where we're going to find out how good is Jalen Hurts and the Eagle offense. We already know how good the Cowboy defense is, and maybe, possibly, we learn a little bit more about Cooper Rush. Now, my gut tells me that they're going to do exactly what they did last week. Cooper Rush is not going to throw the ball a lot. I think he had 10 completions last week. So don't look for 25 or 31. That's not the makeup of the Dallas Cowboys offense.
What everybody is waiting to see is exactly what DeMarcus Lawrence is alluding to. That Cowboys defense, which is special. We all agree, led by Micah Parsons, against Jalen Hurts in this offense.
Yeah.
Who look great, who have looked great up to this point, who is leading the league in a lot of categories, or top 5 in the league in a lot of offensive categories. But he's right. They haven't played against this type of a defense.
Yeah.
However, the Cowboys haven't played against this type of a quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing about the Eagles, to their credit, they jump on teams. The only team they didn't jump on right out of the gate was the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were actually down 14-0. That was the game that was played as the Hurricane Ian, moved up the East Coast. But the Eagles, to their credit, showed, hey, we don't panic, stick to the offense, and they wound up blowing out the Jaguars. That was the game that Trevor Lawrence had like 5 turnovers. But it'll be interesting. The Eagles are bullies right now. They scored 24 points in the first quarter of like 3 games in a row. It'll be interesting to see how they perform in a tight game late. Regardless of what the score is, that's the one last piece of the puzzle. If they can win a close game where they're down by 5 or 6, have the ball 2 minutes to go, and drive down the field and win, then they're a complete team, and everybody else is in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm excited because we got a lot of great football, and the Eagles are going to take
And as we always do on Friday, it's a football Friday. We like to eat because that's what you guys do. So I got you guys cheeseburgers.
Hey, look at that.
You eat cheeseburgers, yeah?
I do eat cheeseburgers.
Thank God.
It's Friday.
Because we couldn't find an Impossible Burger at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Don't mind if I do.
Listen, as you guys get ready to enjoy your football weekend, Cody very quickly has the staff picks. Cody, knock them out real quick.
We are taking the Patriots at +2.5 points over the Browns, the Cowboys at 6.5 points at the Eagles, and your Jets at 7 points against the Packers. There's meat in this burger, Craig. Thank you.
That is the death knell to the Jets. They're 3-5 on the year, which is why I always tell you, don't listen to anybody else when it comes to gambling. Make your own picks, never chase. Cheers. Great seeing you, Greg. Good job, Cody. Enjoy your football weekend. Don't forget, Michigan, Penn State right here on Saturday. There you go.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy. Let's go face to face. I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes. I just make my case. Drop mic when I'm done. What more can I say? Not bite to my tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on and I'm on and I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone. Need a zone, out of zone, and then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you watch and skip and shine and skip and hop and took these sports and made them say, all right, undisputed.
TGIF, everybody. We have a packed weekend of football coming up and a huge show for you today to get you ready. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. Good morning, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Are y'all ready?
Good morning, good morning. Hopefully Amazon can get some refund for these Thursday night games.
I don't care about Thursday night. I care about Sunday night because the moment of truth is finally upon us. Finally, Cooper Rush is going to get exposed as an undrafted fraud.
How do you know Cooper Rush is starting?
As a jag.
How do you know
as
Cooper
an
Rush is
intern,
starting?
says the
How
Hall
do
of
you know
Famer
Cooper
across
Rush
the
is
nation.
starting?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But the Hall of Famer indicates he wants to bet 1,000 cases that he will start,
just 5.
and he wants to bet another 1,000 cases
5.
that he will get exposed.
5. I just want 5.
5. I want 5.5.
No,
that's what I want is in points.
You got Cooper Rush. The best thing since Brady, you need points.
Since Brady?
That's what you told me yesterday.
I didn't say
That's
that.
what you've been telling me for the last month.
We'll get to that in just a moment.
Ain't nothing to get to. Ain't nothing to get
I'm gonna get to you.
Okay. Your
I've
day
been waiting
coming.
on y'all all week to put
Me
some
too.
dew on something. You got to find something to do this today.
He's scared.
Let's jump into our first topic. Maybe that'll get you too. Bucks head coach Todd Bowles and Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin will match up Sunday in one of the few games that feature 2 black head coaches. Here's Todd Bowles talking about the matchup this week.
You and Mike Tomlin are 2 of the few black head coaches in the league. I wonder what your relationship is like with them and your thoughts on Steve Wilks joining that fold.
I have a very good relationship with Tomlin. We don't look at
what color we are when we coach against each other. We just know each other. I have a lot of very good white friends that coach in this league as well, and I don't think it's a big deal as far as us being coaching against each other. I think it's normal. Wilkes got an opportunity to do a good job. Hopefully he does it. And we coach ball. We don't look at color.
But you also understand that representation matters too, right? And that when young aspiring coaches or even football players, they see you guys, they see someone that looks like them, maybe grew up like them, that has to mean something.
Well, when you say you see you guys and look like them and grow up like them, it means that we're oddballs to begin with. And I think the minute you guys stop making a big deal about it, everybody else will as well.
Heavy subject indeed.
Yeah.
Shannon, what's your reaction to what Bowles had to say?
I love Todd and the way he broke it down. He said because you'll make it seem like we oddballs and you continuously talk about it. Skip, I think it was a big thing when the first time that it happened. I don't know who the first black head coaches were that coached against each other. Maybe it was Art Shell and someone else. Maybe, okay, the Super Bowl. I get Coach Dungy and Lovie Smith going at it. That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
But now, Skip, it's not a big deal. And we can't make it a big deal every time two black coaches or two black quarterbacks or two black this go against each other. We can't make it a big deal because it's not a big deal. I get what they're saying. Because there's so few minorities that's actually doing it. But just because there's so few minorities doing it, it's already been done. This is not the first time. Skip, it wasn't a big deal. Once the man went to the moon the very first time, Neil Armstrong did it. They went back, they keep going back. It's not a big deal anymore. Neil did it. He stepped on the moon. One giant step. One small step for man, one giant step for mankind.
Now it feels like Michael Strahan did it. Well, at least he went into space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I get what Todd is saying. He's like, guys, you keep trying to make it a big deal, and I don't look at it as a big deal. Yes, that's my friend. He's like, I got some white friends that coach too. And he said, look, we understand, but it's not that big of a deal. We're two coaches. We're coaches that happen to be black. And once you get past that we're coaches that happen to be black, we can move on and we can keep advancing and kicking the ball forward. But you guys make it a big deal like it's earth-shattering, like it's NFL altering, and it's not. Two coaches, it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Head coaches happen to be black. That's it. I mean, you're not making a big deal that such and such player and there are two coaches that happen to be white. Okay, that's how we want to be treated. It's not